Hello, Z. Here's Rosie.
And the Noth.
Yes.
I did it.
We are in sync today.
We're
doing it.
That we're doing.
I understood that reference.
Somebody had to.
Well, you know, we watch our YouTubes together, so
Yes.
when you do a Team 4-Star reference, I know what you mean by that.
All right.
Camera's angled weirdly. That's odd.
I'm trying to think.
Okay, there we go.
I'm trying to think of like the last saved game I played. Was that like? I did the DLC and then we streamed, right? So I could.
I think so. Yeah.
Let's
well, you know,
play it safe. Yes.
Yeah,
there
just
we go.
look at the dates, and we know what's up.
Right. Sure. Yeah. That's the one I want. I
Yeah,
guess.
that was a week ago.
Yes.
We're
Perfect.
17 now.
All right. We have,
I'm trying to see the calendar here.
to recap, gotten the box art costume.
Yes.
It looks good. Clive is finally showing off his cleavage.
Mm-hmm.
Let's play game. Yeah, we are not immediately starting with something uber thrilling. Because last week we started and it was immediately like storming the castle.
Well met, friend.
As usual, let us know if volumes are good, frame rates are good. We are playing on graphics mode, not performance mode, so frame rate is supposed to be a little lower, but...
Yeah. And please immediately let us know. God, this game's pretty.
Like, right now I can at least see that, you know, we are getting to capture.
Yeah.
You. So sharp.
Just, you know, if it's too soft or too loud, do let us know.
Flames. You're his firstborn. Clive Rosfield.
You stole your dad's clothes.
My name's Jimmy.
Jimmy Rosfield. Damn it.
Oh, you can't fool me, my lord.
I know those pecs
You're the
anywhere.
very image of your father.
Well, he didn't have them back
That would
then.
be true even if you
Well, maybe
weren't
Elwyn did.
wearing his clothes. The self-same garments.
We'll have to go
I was
back to
keeping
the
for you,
prologue
if
and
I'm
see
not
if the
mistaken.
specs
She
are as
always
good.
swore that she would never part with them until the day Elwyn's sons returned. And now that day
I only see
has
one of
come.
you. Did you steal from her?
Why, you'll be able to take your bearers back as well.
You can have these people we've been saving for you.
Are you happy you get to have some slaves? It's great. It's all good.
You can get your bearers back, Mr. Bearer.
Forgive me, Master. I was a child when last I came to Eastport. I didn't recognize you.
And
He's not actually the mayor, he's just a guy called mayor.
I'm fairly certain
Much
slavery
has
is bad
changed
now.
since Rosaria fell to the Empire.
I decided, so
At
it
least for
is.
the bearers who once served her noble families.
And your mom.
And your mom.
The Ironblood sacked Rosalith 13 years back. Many who lost their masters fled here in search of
This
sanctuary.
angle makes it look like that lady's got a beard, but it's just like her hair
shadow.
blending into
The plan
the...
was to send
the-
them home.
The bearer
Lest we
mark.
wonder
Yeah.
like the capital. But then the Imperials arrived. Rosaria became a province of Sanbrec. The duchy was dissolved, and they no longer had any home to return to. Back
Can't believe
in
they
your
stole the
father's
buildings.
day, any bearer who lost their master became a ward
Didn't
of the
even know they
duchy.
had wheels.
We'd hand
So
them
we
over to the
decided to
sheriffs,
exploit
and
their
they'd be
labor.
assigned a new position.
As you do.
But
You
when
always
we
gotta
saw
find
how
someone
the
who's lower on the
Empire
totem pole than
treated
you to
their
feel better about yourself.
granted,
Yep.
It's the
we
human
knew
condition.
That wasn't an option. So they've been here ever since.
And now you want to give them to me.
They're yours, Lord Rosfield. Bequeathed you by your late father. And they'd be better off serving you than hiding here. Indeed, many of them used to serve your house, and still considered the Rosfields their masters.
I'm no one's master. Not anymore. They wouldn't be safe with me.
And I don't like to own people.
I understand.
It's really fucked that they're just like, well, you know, at least that guy was kinda nice about owning people, so
Yeah.
I guess we'll just be loyal to him.
I would ask a favor of you. A small mercy.
Look, we draw the line at being mean to the people we own.
One of the bearers is an elderly fellow who still swears absolute loyalty to Archduke.
The
Elwin.
beatings wouldn't make him
I don't
stop.
ask that you take him into your service, only that you meet with him. Let him see that.
But you know that,
Elwin's
you know,
sons
if
still
someone
lives,
came in and was like,
and
alright, we're
is
not doing
as
slavery
free
anymore,
man
all the
as
bears
his
would be like,
father.
fuck yeah, looting time!
It would be my honor.
Thank you,
Yeah?
my lord.
Because,
We have magic!
Well, most days,
well,
cheap
magic that
people
kills
go about their
us.
business.
Yeah, but you can use it like a little
Show
bit.
in your
Yeah.
face,
You know, as a
I would be
threat.
most
Yeah,
grateful.
and the other thing, too, is just like, like, you know, even in Rosario, it's treated the bearers kind of okay.
My father.
Like, historically, when
Yeah,
slaves
that's
get
not
freed,
very
they
different,
book it. Like, in
Especially
the
dressed up.
American South,
Come
like,
on.
you know,
Let's go and
we're
meet.
talking about the American South we established last time. These are not, like, you know, directly supposed to literally be, like, that same kind of slavery. They're an allegory for just, you know, low-level wage labor. But when the slaves in the American South got freed, their owners
He's not
were
here.
shocked to see all of them
Well, I
just,
can't live
like,
without
loot
meeting
the
him.
manors and leave.
I've
They were
let
like,
the mayor down once already.
but we were nice! We only whipped them a little bit!
Right.
But, like, you know,
That
even,
is-
even like, the nice ones,
Someone
just,
must have
like,
seen him.
the slaves booked it. And it was awesome to read about.
Yeah, it's like, you know, it's not the same thing as like,
Good day, milady.
like, you know, slavery in ancient times, for example.
Yeah.
Like, there's way too many dynamics that are different
An elderly
Yeah.
fellow who
that you
used to
can't
serve
really
the
directly
Rosfields.
compare it.
Have you
Isn't it
seen
fucked up that we have
Ah,
way too many different
that
flavors of
old man.
slavery to talk about in the real
No.
world?
No sign of him today.
Yes, but
These
it is
must be
really
done very
annoying
well
when
at this
people
hour.
hear the word slavery and they
Keeping up
just
his
think of the
fantasy
American South.
feasts.
Yep.
I'm
Hi,
sorry.
everybody who wrote an article about
Oh,
this game. How are you
he
doing?
worked in the kitchens at Rosalith Castle back in the day. Still thinks he's there now.
We were going to talk about anime while
But often hear the ball fool
Yeah,
chatting
but,
away
you
to
know,
the HQ.
We'll head down.
Establish some
In a dream
context.
he is. But better there than
If I'm
here, I
hoarse at all
suppose.
during today's stream, it's because I was
Natural
already
advice
yelling
for
about
you to
anime
stop
before
We
this.
were-
tales with the
We never
bear.
do it when we're like on, like live on something.
We should just have like an anime podcast
Anyway,
periodically.
you'll
Yeah.
find
Like
here
once or
somewhere.
twice a season.
Doubt
Yeah.
he has the path to stray too far.
Look
Thank
at
you.
look at the Squall
We'll keep looking.
cosplayer over here. Everyone with the letter Jack is a Squall cosplayer. I've decided.
Yeah. Maybe if we like I need maybe I just need the discipline where if we ever get going about anime to just be like we need to move this into the office and the
Familiar
microphones.
What brings you to Eastpool, travellers?
We're looking
I
for
know,
an elderly
bullshit.
bearer. You wouldn't happen to have seen him, would you?
So this is gonna take a while. Spoilers.
You mean the old
Yeah.
boy who always waits by the well?
Yes, that's him.
It is just kind of awkward
What's
to
that?
like talk over dialogue
What
in the
business
game, I
do you have with
suppose.
him?
Yeah,
If you don't mind me asking.
this is not particularly
You're
crazy
not from the
important.
capital too,
Yeah.
are you?
We are.
I'll just
God.
turn it back
Yeah.
down then.
God. Jill's pretty though.
Yeah.
Like we
yeah,
can at
she
least
is.
look at Jill. You're not Jill. You're
I
not too
never
bad
would
though.
have left if Archduke Elwin
Just
had
you're not
survived
you're
the
not
fire.
Jill, which most
They
people are
weren't
not
the
Jill.
same when
Yeah.
the just took over, though. All the beatings, the evictions, the levies going up and up and up, even as the blight took half the harvest. Oh, listen to me, telling you what you already know. I'm sorry. And I'm afraid I can't help you with your bearer either, though I doubt he'll have gone far. He comes here every day, almost as if he's waiting for something.
We keep trying to tell him
We'll
Santa
keep
isn't
asking
real,
around
but
Thank you.
except in the winter.
Hold on a mo. Patrick the Chocobo Keeper might know where your bearer is. He's taken the old boy under his wing, so to speak. You should go and have a word
Like
with
I
him.
think the one
He'll be in
parallel
the
between
stables.
this like and like American
the
slavery
chocolate
is
keeper.
like
Thank
just
you.
like
We will.
oh you were born as this therefore you are now a slave.
Yeah.
Which if you compare it to like Egypt or Rome, like
Making you do all this in my
I don't think that was really
Can't
a
be helped
factor.
if we're to keep
Yeah.
up
As,
pretense.
like not nearly as much
Come on,
anyway.
let's
I'll
get
own
this
up to the fact that I have not studied like outside of American history too much. Like my major was American history. That's what I went to grad school for and everything. But I did do a little bit of studying, and we didn't necessarily touch extremely on like the topic of slavery in a lot of my classes.
Where the bloody hell's he got to?
Excuse me, but is something
Like
wrong with
it feels really weird to like try and be like oh well some forms of slavery were
Eyes off him
like
for 1
this, and that makes it sound like I'm saying like, oh, it was less bad, which is it's not. Slavery's always bad,
Yes.
obviously. But that there were definitely like different situations, completely different contexts where people might have been like, well, you know, this works for me as like a means to live now.
Yeah.
Fella, how do you know all this? I've never seen you in Eastpool before, but you seem to know the place better than I do myself.
Maybe I need
I
to
wish-
lay off the booze.
Man, I wish my high school history teacher was still alive because he could explain that really well, and he was a cool guy.
Nice. Yeah, I might be biased, but like cool history teachers, I think are just like at the top of the totem pole of cool teachers.
Ah, so that's how it is.
Because if you're a cool history teacher, you're probably very keenly aware of how much bullshit there is in the world at any given time. Whereas, you know, if you're like, if you're a math teacher and you have asshole political beliefs, I'm like, okay, yeah, you studied numbers. And if you study history, you kind of just have to like not be an asshole, because otherwise, then you're just denying the stuff you learned.
Yeah, no, my history teacher was a card-carrying socialist. He
Nice.
really hated like anyone who wore like a Che Guevara T-shirt or just like a fashion thing. Like you don't understand the slightest thing. He would go on a big rant. It was
I
awesome.
hope he hasn't wandered into trouble.
Let's just concentrate on finding him.
He had like a sign from like the Berlin Wall in his classroom where it's like now you are now leaving the American sector. I don't know how he got that, but
One of my professors had a brick from the Berlin Wall. And he got that because he was there when it went down.
damn.
Oh yeah, this man was ancient.
I'm just imagining like a Gandalf dude. Like, don't tell me otherwise.
Alright, yeah.
I'm just imagining Gandalf at the Berlin Wall.
Well, let me give you just... There we go.
There's someone over there.
What a nice view. Let me just say one thing to give you an idea of how old this man was. He's originally from India. When Pakistan didn't, when Pakistan didn't exist. Like, he lived there before the split. Can I do that? Oh, no, okay. Cannot do that in the air. Ow. Fucking wasps. I'm in great form today. And now wolves.
Yeah, but we have Torvald. You're surplus to requirements in life. What are we talking about? We're talking about history teachers who are cool.
Yeah.
We really got off track because we just kind of landed in this game and there was slavery going on.
And so we started talking about slavery.
Yeah, we
not
were
the
supposed to
fun
talk
kind.
about shitty anime. And
Yeah.
I don't know how this happened.
Yeah.
What happens after this in the story? We're still gonna have time to talk about not this game.
Yes, we're gonna have a little bit of walking through the Blighted Lands, and then we get to Phoenix Gate.
This is a really good view. Get out of it.
I want to... You, switch places with Jill.
You came for me.
There, even better.
I waited for you so long. You finally came.
I'm not who you think.
Jimmy.
Clive,
Play along, please. Told you I'm Jimmy.
Yes. Pray forgive my long delay.
It's nothing, Your Grace. I prayed to the Founder that you would come, and at long last, he answered. Will we be returning to the castle then? There is still a place for me in the kitchens?
No, my friend. We will not be
They took
returning
the
to
kitchens.
castle, not yet. I'm on a very important expedition. One which may take some time. Could you wait for me in Eastpool until my journey is complete? I will come back for you then. I promise.
Of course, Your Grace. For you, I would gladly wait until my dying day.
Look, old man, we told you Santa Claus isn't real.
Thank you, both of you. You've been most kind. The memory of serving the late Archduke was as one light in the darkness. And now that light burns a little more brightly.
Just like the
It's nothing but
delusions.
fantasy, of course. But it's better than the truth of the matter. A damn sight better.
You give me some fantasies too.
The blight
If we told him the Archduke's wife was in charge, he'd probably go homicide.
people are leaving in droves. If it weren't for Lady
Now
Alice,
I want to
half
see
our
that guy
worldly
fighting
goods
Annabelle.
we would long since have starved.
I imagine that fight would just be him pushing her down some
We're
stairs.
safe here, we really do.
Whoops.
But unless a miracle happens, we won't be able to
Ooh,
serve
yeah.
to share
Good work, Iris.
soon enough.
Is it really that bad?
So
No.
bad, I even
You know what else is on the PlayStation 5, Iris?
But they found
The award-winning MMO Final Fantasy XIV for the Scrooge.
in our faces. Ducal dogs,
With its meme.
they called them.
Look the meme up.
Enemies of the Empire.
Also, every PS4 game.
Yeah.
Who would gladly give a home to any bearer in need of one. Leave this with me. As soon as I return from Phoenix Gate, I'll speak with him.
Thank you, my lord. Will you be passing through Eastpool on your way back? I should very much like to speak with you again, if you
So
have
while we were
time.
talking over that, I'm pretty sure,
Regarding
like,
the future of the village.
I think that guy, like, Clive was basically like, I have a hideaway for freed slaves I can send people to, and the guy was like, yeah, sure, bitchin'. Why not?
I'll be back anon.
See, that's what happens. We were talking over it.
Yeah.
My lady, I wish you a safe journey.
Watch out for your mom.
So, keep doing what I've been doing.
Yeah. And if you do run into her, push her down some stairs.
What if there's no stairs?
Take some stairs. Out of her.
Recruit lemmings, got it. Crossing over to different playthroughs.
We'll drown her in the lemmings.
You can... What? That would imply she has lemmings in her lungs.
They just get everywhere.
I didn't realize
Weird.
they were this close.
Yeah.
Gross.
Yeah.
Don't like it.
Yep.
The blight
All right.
is eating the ether from the soil. And when the last drop is drained, their fields will turn to this. No plants, no animals, no life.
And
It's
no
just like the
monsters.
new anime season.
I suppose that's
There we go. Good segue. All right. So before we talk about anime, ooh,
Iris wants to know if that's the critically acclaimed one you can play up to Heaven's Word for free. No, you can play up to Stormblood for free.
yes, they added
This,
another expansion for free.
relic of the fallen.
But let's be honest. If you get into the game, you will absolutely start paying before you get that far because
Yeah.
some of the features they don't let you use as a free player are really annoying not to have.
All right, everybody, take note of this gate that will not open. If we do the DLC, we will be back, and it will kick my ass. Oh my
You know, there's
god!
some guy going like, that means if the DLC was playing the whole time and the incomplete game
As
$70.
if the absence of ether didn't cause enough problems.
Take away the
Because it's
last
really
life
hard to
force.
understand what words mean, I guess.
All that's
Yeah.
left.
It's like, you don't need that to have a complete story.
Yeah.
It's just, do you want more? Here it is. And it's integrated into the world.
Oh, hey,
They didn't
big-
just make it up.
Look at that big tower. I wonder if we'll ever go there.
It was beautiful.
All right. Dim obelisk.
And you know, like, getting as much exposure to this game through playing it myself, watching you play, watching you replay, watching you watch Hololivers play.
I like this game a little bit, maybe.
Just a tad. Just a tad. Here and there. Oh, my expression stopped working again, I think.
No.
That's not supposed to.
It's time to discover the truth.
Oh, there we go. But yeah, it's... You know, this game's story's not perfect. And I do notice, like, more flaws, like, with all these repeat, like, you know, seeing it unfold. But still, man, I was starving. I was starving for some good stuff.
One moment.
Are you seriously texting?
Yes. Eve.
Oh,
Just making sure she's
okay,
up.
well, that's okay then.
Yeah. Alright, Phoenix Gate. Yeah, this was good. God, this... Oof, it's such a good experience. I need more games that are about things. Clive. Oh, what a gentleman. It's good.
Yeah, I really need a DLC where it's just...
Oh, Eve is here.
Yay!
Yay!
Yeah, I really need a DLC that's just, destroying Clive's mom over and over.
Put her in the training room as a dummy, please. You can just set it so it spawns a bunch of her. And Clive's just like, this is either a nightmare or a very good dream. Starts wiping them out. Oh, it's the very good dream.
And then Jill joins in. And then Torgal joins in. And then... Oh, we haven't introduced that character yet. I'll come back to this joke later.
Could I have done this?
Could anyone?
Well, someone did. Clearly.
We've invented nukes.
They didn't just show up.
Ah. God, it's so pretty.
What is it, Torgal?
Sausages.
Clive.
Sausages, Clive.
That's him.
It's the rope
He's
guy.
the only one who can tell me what happened. I have to know.
Man, you should start bringing a lasso.
For Jill.
Yeah, sure. That's what I meant.
I mean, technically he has the Garuda ability.
Where is he?
Nowhere to be seen.
Damn it! He's like a bloody eel.
What is this place, anyway? Some sort of shrine?
Sorry. You've never been here before.
These are the restrooms.
This is the Hall of the Gate.
The gate?
It's a relic of the
The lasso that Jill can wield. Yes, that's what we meant. Absolutely.
Absolutely, yes.
Yeah, that's what we meant.
Hence the castle's name.
Jill has a understated talent at
This was
chocobo
where
wrangling.
Joshua was supposed to...
Stormblood's good, by the way, Alcazar.
Yeah.
Like, I am a big Stormblood defender.
He would have stepped through.
And
the
you know, if you want to
stones
play
and-
Shadow, just pay for the game, man.
Yeah, burn through it in a month.
You gotta start paying
With
eventually.
him.
No. The apodatory is holy ground. None but the dominant may enter.
Anyway,
I and the other shields would have stood guard here and prayed for my brother's safe return.
unless one of us
Where
was
the hell did he
Titus.
go?
Perhaps he went inside.
He couldn't have.
He'd need the power of the Phoenix.
Oh yeah, huh? Why didn't we ever try this before?
I mean, when would he have had
Well, I
time
mean,
to try that?
presumably past Phoenixes have given people their blessing.
I still don't know if that Blessing of the Phoenix thing is even real, or if that's just dormant Ifrit power that it got explained that way.
Yeah.
On a similar note, I was going to say this earlier, but I forgot. I don't think there's anything in the game that really indicate this outright.
Are you sure about
But
this?
my reading of the whole, like, magic kills you thing is that it's the overuse that causes that to happen. Or at least in, like, a really, like, you know, noticeable fashion. Because, you know, like, doing anything physical will eventually wreck you. That's aging. But, that if, you know, people with magic could just use it on their own terms and be careful about it, that it wouldn't, like, affect them nearly as much.
Yeah.
But here you've got Slayers being forced to use it, so they die young, and then, you know, you got people like Sid who are constantly using their powers because they need to.
Yeah. I'm going slowly just because, like, God, this architecture is fucking crazy. So, like, look at how many moving parts there are on this door. Watch. Oh.
I've never been a fan of this sort of thing.
Could this place really be a fallen ruin?
Do you think we might be fighting something here?
No, we're gonna fight the big orb.
Perfect. Like it was built yesterday.
Orb. Big
Once
orb.
again, that just makes me think of East.
Have you ever seen anything like this?
Fight orbs?
Probably. You also fight things made by the guy who went on to make the Xeno games, apparently. Found that out the other day. I gotta play more East. I just gotta, like, load the game, load Oath and Phlegana back up and just beat that one boss.
Yeah.
And then I can stream the game again, and then probably get stuck somewhere else, but you know.
Stop, don't move.
No one's gonna get that! No one's gonna get that!
Nope. I'll have to, like, I should wait until we're, like, in front of a checkered floor or something. Can you
What is
say...
this Batman music, though?
Can you say elegance?
The usual.
Violence.
Daleks have no concept of elegance?
That's enough.
See, I continued on the Doctor Who joke that no one will understand. If you're a really specific type of nerd, that was funny.
There we go.
Iris loves intricate door designs like that.
Hello, I am ball with sword. Hello, I am ball with ball.
My favorite Gundams. How do you feel about, like, when an anime just kind of, like, explicitly, like, references another anime? Like, hey, we also know this famous thing.
It's not too bad, like, as long as it's... Like, you know, it's always, like, an in-the-moment thing.
Yeah, I was watching the show earlier, this current Mac show with the awesome name of Bullbuster. And the thing is, like, the main character, it's like, you know, he's a little bit of a nerd, but he, like, designed the mech that they use. And then the company that he's now working for that's going to use the mech to fight monsters and stuff. They need to, like, rebrand, because there's this whole business side to the story. So he, like, calls in some favors, and with like, these people who work for, like a design firm. And they're like, yeah, we think that this simple logo design will work. And he's just in the background with this paper, but what about these ones? And they're just like, really? You want to use those ones? You'll get sued. And you see the paper, and it's just like the Gundam logo and the Evangelion logo.
That reminds me of, like, one of the Simpsons Halloween episodes where, like, the janitor's just like, oh, you got the shitting. You mean the shining? Shut up! Do you want to get sued?
I guess, like, in Japanese stuff, it's always interesting to me when they can actually, like, get away with jokes like that, because, there's no real like parody law, so most people are just like super careful to not get sued.
Yeah.
Which is why you'll have like, oh, this person references like a well-known video game that they play because they're a nerd and they have to bleep it out.
Ow.
Like, it even happens in Chivalry where like Stella brings up Dragon Quest at one point and they bleep it out. Even though, let's be honest, she'd know Final Fantasy before Dragon Quest.
Yeah. Stella's absolutely
Yeah.
a Final Fantasy girl.
Well, like, you know, she's a European princess. Need I remind you, the first Dragon Quest that ever came out in Europe was 8 on the PS2. But granted, FF didn't come over till 7 either, but still, like, it's FF7.
Yeah.
And then all the other ones very quickly, like, started coming out, except 3. So... That's a, you know, Chivalry is now, it has ended, the last volume is out in Japan. It sounds like it's a pretty decent ending.
Yeah.
You know, all things considered. Bit rushed, but like, you know, they didn't like completely shit the bed, which is usually what happens with anime and anime-adjacent things.
Either by the time, either like at the ending, or they've just been shitting the bed since they started.
But it's always, you know, we're not going to talk about spoilers, so I'm not going to go into any specifics about that, but I got a lot of Chivalry on the brain, and so does Knopf.
Oh my
There will
God.
be Chivalry talk.
I will say a minor spoiler in that, like, you know, this isn't a huge spoiler. It's on the fucking cover. I was reading one of the quick summaries people were doing. Apparently, the wedding is actually in Vermilion,
Yeah?
which is weird because everybody shows up in their Japanese school uniforms.
I mean, Iki and Stella were in Vermilion in their school uniforms.
That's
for,
true,
like
yeah.
a whole arc. What do you wear on your summer vacation? Yeah, I don't think it's a spoiler to say that there was a wedding in this, considering it's on the fucking cover.
Spoilers, there's a happy ending. Arms. Oh shit.
It was really funny seeing
Ow.
some people speculate, like, oh, what if there's a sad ending? And it's just like, they're married on the cover!
Yeah. Like, this is not a series that's gonna have a sudden tragic ending. Like, it reminds me in, like, my copies of the Belgariad, because books 1 through 3 are in one book. Like, it's volumes, like volume 1 and 2, and volume 2 has books 4 and 5, and the forward for volume 2 is just like, oh yeah, so in this book, Garian's gonna beat Torak. You should have figured out this was gonna happen by now.
I was gonna say, there's one way it could have a sudden tragic ending. Rikumi Sora, like, takes off his mask and it's Tomino.
Here we go again.
Yukimi Sora comes in. Actually, Shizuku was the main girl all along.
Oh no.
I really admire the guy who wrote 100.
We won't know until we've followed it all the way to the end. Come on, let's keep looking.
You admire the guy who writes 100 Girlfriends.
Yes.
Best anime of the season.
Yes.
Like, bar none. I don't care.
And
I don't
also-
care about your free runs and Spy Family.
And it also
No, they're
has
good shows, but
It also has an evil twin.
yeah, girlfriend. It's really funny that, you know, there's just 2 polyamory shows at the same time. And, like, they couldn't have a wider gulf in writing quality. Or animation quality, for that matter.
Fuck you.
And, like, Girlfriend's also, like, on its 2nd season here.
I wonder if that's one of those cases where they knew it was going to be 24 episodes.
I don't remember exactly when the first one came out. Like, it might be a separate production. Actually, I think it is, because a lot of the staff got changed out. But the source material is just not very good.
Oh,
so
no, it's not.
Even if the anime staff was very passionate about it, which I don't think is the case in a lot of this season, it would still just not be a very good story.
Let's get rid of these guys real quick.
Like, Are you gonna be streaming the DLC? Maybe.
Yeah. Ow. Ow.
Like, the first DLC doesn't have a very interesting story, so I think we should just wait for the second one.
Yeah.
And see if that's worth streaming.
Yeah. Especially since they have, like, alluded to that potentially changing the ending.
Really?
Yeah, because... Spoilers.
That's a very dangerous game you're playing, Yoshida. The last guy tried that too.
I accidentally used way more potions than I needed to. Yeah, but, like, we're talking about Yoshida here.
Yeah, I didn't know that. Like, there was no indication in the trailer or anything of that.
The particular way they've talked about it changing the ending, you know, is a massive spoiler, so I'll have to tell you, like, after this.
Yeah, I'm curious now. Woo. I was gonna ask a question, but I feel like even that would be a spoiler.
Yeah.
But yeah, like, girlfriend is, it's weird. Like, I'm always a little bit behind because I've been watching way too many shows this season, somehow. So I'm on episode 8 now, and the end of that episode was actually kind of good. They got some really good jokes in there, and some plot actually happened and had me go like, oh shit, like, you know, that's... But, before that, for a while, it was just kind of like, man, this is odious. All these characters are complete morons, and it's just like the shallowest shit of just like, how dare you now, yeah, you baka, you like boob?
How dare you like these boobs I'm actively shoving into your face?
Because the premise is this guy is like super mega earnest, and he like just got his childhood friend to agree to dating him, and then this other girl shows up and is like, I really want to date you too, and she's like really good like girlfriend material. So he somehow gets, you know, he's able to date both of them with their permission, and then, you know, other girls show up eventually. But it's not actually polyamory, because even though they're being they're doing the whole like, I'm gonna make both of you happy and we're gonna live together and we're gonna, like, you know, have this whole thing.
They continue to insist it's like two-timing.
Yeah,
like
they also,
very specifically using the phrase two-timing.
And it keeps being a contest, which is just a great basis for a healthy relationship.
Yeah. There's moments where it seems good, but it really feels increasingly like the author just sort of fell into that.
Mm-hmm.
Like, he just kept writing, and by law of averages, he accidentally wrote something good.
Yeah. Like, there's this girl who's like, you know, like a YouTuber who like uses her huge boobs to get views.
Yeah.
And she somehow falls in love with him, but she's like, I don't want to be part of this polyamory stuff. I just want to have you for myself. So I'm gonna win you over. And she's like nuts. Like, it definitely gets into that territory of like, okay, this is criminal behavior. Like, there's a running gag where they're just like, I'm gonna call the police, but then they somehow end up not calling the police because that would get her removed from the story, because that would be sensible.
Classic FF monster right here.
Yeah.
Ow.
Also, classic movie.
Yeah.
But like, since the main character can't lie, his only thing that he can do is very loudly state his true feelings. It's like he's like the anime protagonist stripped down to his bare essentials or something.
Yeah, he.
So it keeps being like, no, yeah, do you think I'm attractive? And he's like, yes, I'm still not gonna date you because I'm faithful to my two girlfriends.
Who I'm two-timing.
Like, and then, you know, she like gets them all into this thing where like she gets to like try to seduce him for a certain amount of time, and then if it doesn't work, she'll give up. Because that's normal. And then you constantly get these things of like, Naoya, do you like her boobs? And he's like, yes, they're very good boobs. I don't want to date her. But Naoya, how can you like her boobs instead of my boobs? Now we have to put a heart monitor on you so we can measure whose boobs get you the most excited.
Oh my god. Yeah, oh, and by the way, in case you were wondering, he has precisely as much personality as any other protagonist, so that is to say, None. He begins and ends it being very earnest.
Look, I legit don't know why I'm still watching it, but I am. It is cringe. It's very cringe.
Sunk cost fallacy, honey.
Yeah, but like, as I said, sunk cost fallacy is usually like, well, you know, I've already put this much in, I might as well finish, right? So it's not a waste. But I'm like, I actively want to try to get something back from this show. I want to be like, no, motherfucker.
I thought it was about to attack me, so I was getting ready to dodge.
You hurt me, I'm gonna hurt you back. By yelling on a stream. I don't know.
That'll show them.
I haven't figured that part out yet, but it's gonna work out. Seriously, when they do the heart monitor thing, it's like, oh, these boobs make, like, he has to look at all their bras, and it's like the big boob girls make him like really excited, but then his two girlfriends make him more excited because
relationships tend to work that way.
Yeah. But also, like, it's not an even playing field at all, because Saki, who's like the childhood friend who's super insecure, she like is like, oh, you know, she takes off, like, because the whole thing is like they want to give their sexiest bras, and she's like, oh no, my sexiest bra's in the wash, I'll just take off the one I'm wearing right now. And then, you know, the implication is that gives it a boost, so that two girlfriends end up at precisely the same heart rate. But then the fourth girl, who kind of looks like Edelgard, she's Saki's friend who, like, you know, wants the two-timing to stop because she just wants Saki not to get hurt, but she also has a crush on Naoya, and she's also living with them for reasons now. And her running gag is she constantly gets into the stupid thing where, like, Naoya sees her naked or falls on top of her. You know, that kind of bullshit. So then she's like, well, what if he saw my bra? Like, well, would he get excited by that? And then she somehow falls on top of him, and it hikes up her shirt in precisely a way that her bra gets in his face, which is not something that could possibly happen. And then, like...
Can we please have a middle ground between this and 100 Girlfriends, where it's just like, here's a polyamory show that knows it's about polyamory, but it's also not about fucking maniacs.
I love 100 Girlfriends, though.
It is. 100 Girlfriends is great, but I also would like a middle ground.
Yeah, but I didn't even get to the stupidest part yet.
Please continue.
Because she falls with her tits on him, and everyone is the other girls are immediately like, that's cheating! Which I guess it is if you really want to do this contest. But, like, you know, of course, because he's now actually, like, between boobs, his heart rate would go up even further. But to stay faithful, he, like, punches himself in the stomach, which somehow makes his heart rate go down, which it wouldn't. But it does somehow so that he ends up at, like, one below the girlfriend still. Because even though they all, like, immediately agree that this is not a fair contest, I guess it would still be bad if he got more horny from having his face shoved in tits than from just seeing a bra.
I wish I was not a haunted, legally distinct anime boy doll, so you could see the face I'm making.
We really need to get you a proper avatar. I will cast some spells on you, and you will become a real boy.
Right. And then it still would not accurately translate the face I am making, which is just utter... Oh, speaking of classic FF monsters.
We could give you, like, an face as an option.
Yeah. Scarmiglione, is that you? No.
Alright then.
GLaDOS?
This is Lich! This had me thinking, like, oh, are we gonna fight, like, you know, crazy, like, Geiger versions of, the other, like, 4 fiends from FF1? We're not. But I do, like, you know, we're in our first big underground dungeon, and you fight Lich.
There are a number of FF1 references in this game, so it did kind of have me thinking, like, you know, are we doing this sort of thing? But I don't know. I guess it's just general Final Fantasy, like, hey, it's that thing.
Yeah.
Which FF is able to get away with. I feel like FF's kind of the original version of, like, it's an anthology series, but we will always bring back these familiar things. There's always going to be chocobos and summons and that sort of stuff. So you could just pull something from any FF and people will be like, oh, that's legit. Like, oh yeah, sure, you can have an airship called the Sephiroth. That makes sense. I have no idea if that's a real thing. It probably could be.
Ow, ow, ow. Ow.
Like, it only becomes bullshit when they have a guy called Shinra in FF10-2 and then imply that he travels to the FF7 world and then becomes the origin of Shinra.
Yeah, like, that's dumb.
That's stupid. Get out of here, Nomura.
Why not leave that perfectly good story alone?
I don't think they can. I think there's like a compulsion. They have to keep milking that cow.
Well, if they're not making either FF7 or Kingdom Hearts stuff, CBU1 probably doesn't have much of a reason to exist. Because it feels like that's the only thing they can do right.
Right is doing a lot of carrying here, I think.
Yeah.
Because are they really doing it right?
They're making money.
The state of the world is disappointing.
Yep. Slashy.
Like, why can't you, if you gotta do this lowest common denominator bullshit to make money for like actual good projects, why not just have a fucking mobile game bleed some whales dry like everyone else? But no, I can't seem to do that right.
Yeah, I for one am really happy that like, you know, IS has Fire Emblem Heroes to fund excellent works of art like Fire Emblem Engage.
Lights.
That did something.
Anyway, don't watch Girlfriend, but do watch the 100 Girlfriends that really, 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 really love you.
Yes, it's
very good.
Amazing.
It's the Konosuba of harems.
Oh wow, that's yeah.
Except I hope this doesn't fall off like Konosuba.
And also, like, not everybody's a fucking maniac, but they're not assholes.
Yeah, but like the energy is there. Just like there's constantly some insane shit happening. That as you go like, okay, I think I'm onto what the show's doing, and then you're not. Especially with the episode that just came out today, like, oh my god.
It's just like, what if we went totally fucking nutso?
And they take advantage of like it being an adaptation to a different medium to add more jokes.
Shocking how that can work sometimes.
So that even Wooly, who was reading the manga, did not know about a thing. And I was like, that's a really good thing that they put in.
Right.
I was honestly really tempted to just open the stream with quoting that thing. But no one would understand what I was doing. And it's got nothing to do with FF16. And this is why we just need an anime podcast.
Yeah, we do.
Because, God, I somehow just, you know... Is that... What is that light doing? It's like it's falling.
Oh, it's, like, tilted slightly. I can show you later. Bridge.
So, it isn't a dead end after all.
Yeah, that's a door.
Apparently not.
See, this is where I gotta take issue with how Jill is written.
Uh-huh.
Like, I get that she's an introvert, but, like, it's like they're like, oh, she has a quota of things she should say, but there's nothing interesting for her to say, so she's just like...
Yeah?
Yeah, it's that thing.
Sure
or like,
is a door.
Clive, look out, you know?
Yeah. Oh, that doesn't look evil.
Because I really like that Jill is just this introverted character. I don't think they handle it the way they should.
Yeah.
Like some of the time.
Like her big moment, like the moments that matter are very good, I think.
Yeah.
How old do you
I like that this is played up as a big mystery, but it's also a major promotional image. So, like, when I first got here, I was like, I already know what's underneath all of the big, like, black stuff.
What's that in the middle, do you think? Some sort
Yeah,
of
but
plot.
there's kind of fun in that too.
Yeah,
Where it's like, oh, you know the thing that the characters don't.
when are they gonna figure it out? Oh no! All right, we are gonna get to like one of the coolest moments of the game soon.
My dog froze.
My Jill froze.
No. I mean, that's what she does, but
I'm here to talk to you about the Avengers Initiative.
You're him. The second dominant of fire.
once again, I'm just like, shit. I come up with a joke and I'm like, shit, did I already make that joke last time?
It's time to join Organization 13. I like how between cuts his chin structure has changed.
Yeah, because it's like a weird.
Yeah.
He's got like a weird, creepy chin.
Yeah, very pointed.
Yeah.
Like that totally not Leiji Matsumoto character in Xenoblade 2.
Oh my god!
I unlocked it, like, I got her as a blade for Nia. Like, it was just like, her crystal works now. Like,
Yeah.
cool, great.
Yeah, Noth has been playing Xenoblade 2. There's one character who just shows up kind of out of nowhere, just does not look like she belongs in this game at
No,
all.
that's what happens when all of, like, the unique optional blades are, like, drawn by guest artists.
And then also, it's like, okay, I like Leiji Matsumoto art, it's very good. It doesn't really work with, like, the way the models and the shaders work in this
Yeah.
game. And it just ends up being like, ooh, what is this person's face?
That was a crunchy noise.
Please! Stop!
Hope we didn't have to do too many takes on that one.
Yeah.
I did this. I killed him. Joshua chose me to be his shield. He gave me his blessing and asked me to keep him safe. I should have protected him that day. It was my duty.
Clive.
Joshua.
I'm sorry. I failed you.
Get the fire extinguisher, Clive.
Clive, my clothes are fire retardant, but I am not.
Joshua died. I killed him. And I blamed another for what I did. To spare myself the guilt. I feared that by accepting it, I would lose what little was left of me. So I ran. From everything. And now? Are you ready to accept the truth? I am. I know it won't be easy, but it's what I must do. So that Joshua's soul can finally rest in peace.
Anyone who complains that, like, oh, it's not a good twist because I already knew that he was Ifrit. They didn't get to this part, did they?
Probably not.
Because this, like, spells out, like, the whole point is he kinda did know.
Yeah, and the drama isn't, oh god, who killed Joshua? It's, how is he gonna react when he puts two and two together?
Yeah.
Who stole my kill?
the Persona music starts playing.
Ifrit. Show me who you truly are.
Yeah. FF14 move. Oh shit.
I mean, this is also an FF14 arena, let's be honest.
Yeah. Take that, ankle.
What were we talking about before this?
100 girlfriends, I think?
Some anime are good.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, the whole like, you already know the thing,
Oh,
but
yeah.
the characters don't. It's a really easy trick, and it can kind of work with anything if you like
Trying to precision.
show someone the thing enough.
Yeah.
It will become significant. Because, you know, I've been watching all these shows, and I go to live chart to keep track of them. So girlfriend, constantly, like, for weeks and weeks, I have been seeing that poster of them all in swimsuits.
Yeah.
And now those swimsuits are finally in the show. And even though they're just swimsuits, I'm like, oh, it's the thing, you know? Your brain gets kind of conditioned to think that's significant.
Get down here, bitch. Got your nose?
So, you know, if that works for that, imagine how that works for something that's actually good.
Yeah. You don't have to. You're watching it happen.
Yeah. It's always really great when something you, like, kind of take for granted becomes, like, completely recontextualized.
Yeah.
I don't remember if this was on stream or in, like, Discord voice thing, but, like, we talked about Kanatano Astra Lost in Space.
Great show. Watch it.
Yeah, it's a short show. There's also the manga if you prefer that. It's not too long. And that is an intro that definitely has some stuff where it's like, when you know, but up until that point, you just kind of take it for granted. And I always love stuff like that when it's just kind of hiding in plain sight. Or like JoJo intros, you know? Like
Yeah,
the JoJo
like-
Part 4 intros, kind of, sort of spoiling you, but you don't know what you're looking at, so it's not a spoiler. If you don't know the story.
Or like the stuff breaking is like, oh, that was actually Dio the whole time.
Yeah, but that's literally like adding like another scene, isn't it?
Yeah.
But in Part 4, there's like all this symbolism or just things where you're like, you don't really know what you're looking at, but then when you know, it's like, oh, it was telling you the whole story this whole time. It's so cool.
Okay,
And I would mention an instance of FF doing this, but it's a huge spoiler for a certain game in a series.
I'm waiting for a certain thing to happen.
Ready for round 2.
Thou art I, bitch.
It really does look like a shadow.
Yeah.
Still you deny it. Even when the truth's staring right at you. Come on, Clive.
I like that he has to, like, work through fully accepting it's not, okay, I did it. It's just, okay, there's parts of me that are
Yeah.
still.
Which is very real.
Yeah. Ooh. Miss bitch!
And if that's not the sort of story you want, that's fine, but I see way too many people being like, oh, well, he accepts it, but then he still doesn't accept it. And it's like, yeah.
That's
have
what
you
people
ever
are like.
grown in your life? Have you ever self-reflected on anything?
Of course they haven't. Ow. Oop. I can't do that.
Not this time.
Hard time with the magic bursts today.
no, you're not completely 100% optimal. You're gonna get coned into comments now.
I'm on fire, bitch. Haha.
I see. You'd have me learn by example.
I need to turn my hair white too.
This time.
God, just getting a chain going and like precision dodging in the middle of it. Very good. Got my face.
Man,
Yeah.
I really need the game to get somewhere quiet because I really need to pee.
Oh no.
This time.
I drank too much cola!
I brought her the cola. No. No big move for you, me. Hellfire! We do that every week, I think.
I mean, Hunchback is good.
Yeah. Ooh. Oh. Ow.
Not this time. Not this time.
Gotcha, bitch. Come on.
No, I looked up what all the CBUs do at Square Enix.
Yeah.
And it still leaves a lot of questions unanswered.
Yeah.
It still feels like there's a lot of like projects where it's just like, okay, well, where did this one come from?
Yeah.
It's like, okay, CBU 1, normie garbage. CBU 2, Dragon Quest. CBU 3, good shit. CBU 4, mobile games and mana. And then it's like, don't you guys make like 5 million other franchises? Where did those go?
I've gained the abilities that this boss has. Some of them, like its Molten Thrust, that's an ability I can get. Like, that's the upgraded version of Thrust. Hellfire and teleporting, yeah. The big cone attack, yeah. Alright.
No escape, eh? It's alright. I'm done running from you. Together, then. It's time to find out who we are. Once and for all.
That bar filling up.
Oh my god. Get ready for the best, like, music drop. There it is!
Show yourself, Ifrit.
So this is Find the Flame. This is Clive's main theme. Well, like the game's main theme, pretty much. And we have Limit Break. This makes us, like, batshit powerful, and it also refills our health bar. Fucking hell soaking.
It's weird. That thing we were just talking about like you show someone a thing in advance and then it becomes significant.
Yeah.
Kind of. It slightly. It kind of didn't work because they did release this track just before the game as a promotional thing.
Yeah.
And without the context, I didn't like it.
Yep.
In context, it's great, and you didn't need to promote it in advance.
And I like this track, like, in isolation a lot more having played the game. Like, I listen to this on my way to work sometimes.
Does it make you set your coworkers on fire?
Some of them I wish it did. My fist bump is more powerful! Oh, the music changed. Persona acquired.
The being was even like perfect with the music.
Yeah. So this is an example of the really cool like mini Soken that he says he put into the PlayStation 5 for this game.
Using Scunny technology.
Yes. If you watch other people play this, that last bit, the music will always be the same. Like, he's, like, created a way, like, for the music to always be in specific spots for specific cinematic stuff in fights. And it is fucking seamless. It's never like there's a very clear stop and then it's like, oh, it's now this other part. It's just like, boom, you're there. God, I love it. Soken's great.
How the fuck did he do that? Because usually, even when you're like, oh, I need to transition to this part of the song, you have to wait for, like, the bar or something to end. So it'll never end up quite the same way. How the fuck did he do that?
He's a fucking maniac.
I need to, like, study that.
Ah. Ugh. This is another one of those cool, like, showing you the thing in advance, and then, you know, it gets meaning later. Because, like, Clive's spiky limit break form, that's on the box.
I mean, this outfit already is just like, oh, when's he gonna get that?
Yep.
And then he does. This will definitely not backfire on this mysterious voice later.
Surely my plan of making an obscenely powerful super dude and then relentlessly fucking him over will not go poorly for me.
Look, I don't think it's a spoiler to say mysterious voice man does not have her best interests at
No.
There's nothing.
I just kind of thought he freed.
I am definitely a freak. I also fought him. It's complicated.
I had a cool theme song. Do you have the cool theme song? I might.
I have to check the soundtrack.
There's that one piano motif.
No more chasing shadows. The hooded man isn't here. We should go.
I mean, he kind of was, but, you know, he left.
Yeah. Well, that's fucking ominous. I hope that's a decent Krillin voice.
Wasn't it Mr. Popo who said that?
Oh, maybe? I don't know. Clive, you're the fire. You're the icon fire. Can you turn the sun down? It's too bright.
Clive, are you sure you're all right? Whatever it is, you can tell me.
I had a hard enough time telling myself. I awakened as a dominant of fire, right here in this castle, and I've been running from it ever since.
But they have two, that's bullshit.
Now I know for certain who I really am.
I'm Rider number 2.
The second I've gone
What? Where did that come from?
I don't know.
To the ground was me. Ifrit.
Ifrit Ichimonji.
I took so many lives that night. And destroyed so many more. Including yours. And I must atone for the crimes I've committed.
I don't think it's fair to take the blame for, like, all of that.
Yeah.
For a second, I could fire even exist. And why was I chosen as its dominant?
And who is the hooded man?
Who is the hooded man who brought his aid? What does he want?
Because the very key important thing is that now
Find out next time.
Sid, Jill, and Torgal have all seen the hooded man.
Since I'm still breathing, I might as well make myself useful.
Time to fight for labor
You'll
rights.
find your answers.
But, you know, we've also seen the other, the dominant of fire, who is also a hooded man.
Yes.
And we know that he does not have a creepy
About time
face.
enough for
Nope.
atonement when we're done.
Isn't it like a weird, unbelievable coincidence?
Yeah.
I think I could do this without you. You never were one to hide from the truth. Even when we were young. And you haven't
God,
changed
Jill.
a bit.
Those subtle facial expressions.
You're wrong.
That facial mocap,
I
yeah.
have changed.
Yeah. Oof.
So I wonder how they did the facial mocap. Like, did they take the voice actor for that, or?
Well, she's got the same, like, mocap person as,
As Tifa, right?
Yeah.
But I didn't know if that's just for the body, because that means, like,
They're what brought
that
us
actor would
together.
still have to, like, lip sync to all of the dialogue in the game, which seems somewhat inefficient.
yeah.
And I know that for, like, Spider-Man, it was like, you know, you'd have, like, for Black Cat, it was like you had, like, this gymnast, I think, doing, like, all the body stuff, but then Erica Lindbeck would be there doing the voice and having the face mocap.
Confound it. The hour is later than I thought.
So that seems like it would make more sense to have there, but, you know, I don't know how they did it.
Oh, right, this. Gotta start this plot line up.
I need to pee, goddammit!
Castle Dazbog.
Stop! Don't open that door! You're telling me the Prince of Persia escaped? It's okay, there's like 12 more levels.
How we disabled saves?
Who did this? Or I'll see you suffer the same fate.
The man who delivered the coffer said Sid paid him.
Welcome back, Iris. This thing, Thanos. He's about as successful with women.
Damn.
Well, that's a comic Thanos reference. I'm not sure how many people get that.
I'll crush him, flay him, rip out his heart, him and all his filthy brood, and send every last one of them to hell. Out. No!
Yes, my lord.
Do we ever unambiguously find out who is responsible for this?
Yes.
Okay. I didn't know if we did.
Yeah, the guy you don't like talks about it.
Ah, okay.
And it's just like, you know, how would he possibly know about that?
Right. Yeah, I didn't know if they said it outright, because, you know, it's kind of fairly obvious what's going on here.
Yes.
Like, we know Sid would not do this sort of thing.
Yeah. The box has Benedicta's head, if you have not cued into that yet.
I was hoping someone would go, "What's in the box?"
Benedicta.
Alright, you can go to the bathroom now.
Finally! I'll be right back.
Go pee, honey.
Unless I have to pee a lot.
Alright, we have Ifrit now. Which has given us limit break. So let me see if I can put points into that already. Whee! We have gained some Ifrit power. Alright, limit break is 1,000. Likes ignition. I like ignition. We're gonna buy ignition. Shit. What am I gonna equip it to though? Stars, which do about the same. Let's. Damn, I wasn't expecting to have to fucking make this choice.
Glass with me so I can drink some water.
I'm looking at abilities, trying to puzzle out what the fuck I want.
Over that right now.
I'll wait on the limit break. Let me buy ignition up. Yeah, we are gonna swap out the one Phoenix Wing for for ignition. Nope. Go. This one can be used in midair and stuff. It's fun. Wait. Got more points? Can I upgrade it all the way? I cannot. Okay.
We return to Eastpool. I promised the mayor I'd talk to him again. About
You
Lady
slapped
Hannah,
my
among other
ass.
things. Though she may be loath to leave. I'm thinking she'd be safer with Sid too.
All right. We should arrange an introduction then.
Okay.
Slow the implication every time Clive finds a potion on the ground. He's like, oh shit, now I gotta drink one. Glug, glug, glug.
Clive, you don't know where that's been. Yeah, I do. It was on the ground. It's been there.
Torgal, what is it?
Nothing good, I'll wager. Come on.
Okay. Should we talk some more about anime now that we're through the big drama?
I mean, are we through the big drama moment?
It's Final Fantasy 16. There's always big drama moments.
Well, there wasn't when we were trying to find some old bastard.
Yeah.
Oh, they started a barbecue.
What happened here?
Imperials.
Drop my new powers.
You'll pay for this.
Yes.
We've got a live one.
Remember our orders? No survivors.
Oh, where's the
Who
guy?
would order such a thing?
Can't even beat up a dog.
Well, I mean, good. Otherwise, we'd have to kill him even harder.
It's over.
We'd have to follow him to hell and then kill him there again.
Blow up his crotch.
As you do.
Stay down.
Stay down, he says, flinging him into the air. I love how that guy was like, I'll come help out Steve. Ow. There's also a small dragon.
Mine.
Bats are mammals, right?
Yes.
Because I was thinking that thing looked like it was halfway between a bat and a dragon, but a dragon is a reptile, so it can't be.
Kill all the ducal dogs. Ducal dogs? They were innocent people.
Oh, look, a mage! Fuck him! Thanks, Jill.
Nope. Ow!
You don't often get a really good shot of, like, your party members, like, helping out.
Yeah.
Just seeing, like, 50 million icicles go into that guy's like, yeah! We have a good girlfriend.
It always ends up working out that when, like, Clive like, does the, like, grab and then explodey thing, it always just looks like he's grabbing their crotch.
Well, maybe he's just a crotch grabber. Maybe that's just what he does. We'll get the Final Fantasy XVI Ultimania, and it'll be like Clive is also known as the crotch grabber of Rosaria.
Come here. Ow. Oh god, there are a lot of wyverns. I did not remember how many people actually showed up for this, because when I was playing New Game Plus, I used a very specific ability.
Yeah, you really needed all this to slaughter a bunch of civilians. Real cool. But you feel like a big man now.
Oh, I'm sure Benedicta. I'm sure Annabelle feels like a very big man.
Well, she is not even here. She at least showed up herself. It'd be like, okay, you're a complete piece of shit, but at least you're, you know, putting the work in. Instead of just training your facial muscles to be as odious as possible. That's the word of the day, is odious. This game kind of reminds you of the old PS2 Two Towers and Return of the King games.
Those who sheltered them. My Empress Annabella's command.
Yeah, you knew spoiler, it was Annabella.
Yep. Oh. Whee! Oh, I missed one.
Clive,
Oh,
your mom's a cunt. You know this.
Okay, I guess he's the only one left. Ow!
Douchebag smash!
Ow, I keep fucking up the dodge.
Like, I've alluded to this. I don't think it's a spoiler to say that Annabella gets off too easy because it's a very wide range of things.
Yes. Ow.
Because that could be anywhere from she gets off scot-free to, oh man, she only got shot 50 times in the face.
If it had been 51, it would have been fair.
Yeah. That's where you put in the comedic timing. We're getting some encoding overloads over here. I don't know what's going on here. This is an argument in favor of getting a new PC.
Ow! It's literally, he swings down. How do I keep screwing that up? Ow.
Oh no, he got you on the backswing.
Got your face.
Clive even just had an unadulterated, ah!
I fucked up!
You know it's serious when Clive drops the Batman voice, so.
Yeah. Ow. Again! I keep doing it.
Like, I heard Ben Starr's natural voice the other day, and it was just like, oh. He doesn't sound anything like Clive. It was the exact opposite of that time I heard Crispin Freeman's natural voice, and it was just like,
oh, he just sounds like that.
He just sounds like that. That's, I have feelings about that.
God damn it! Anime finish.
Mixed with the Fable games, I recall those having considerably more stylized art than this, but I'm not the biggest Xbox person, so I don't know.
I'm sorry, Lady Hannah. You deserved so much better. All of these people did. Better than my mother.
Like, what Clive's mom deserves is just everyone she's ever screwed over.
It's
clawing her into hell directly.
It's like she deserves the scene from Airplane where all the people are lined up to slap this hysterical woman with like just increasingly violent tools.
Clive!
Acting on the orders of the Duchess, eh? We knew East Pool was harbouring bearers. Thought they were safe enough hidden up here, but someone must have let slip. If they'd have only come to us sooner, none of this would have had to happen. Fuck!
My mother always did despise bearers.
And me, and the poor, and the middle class.
When the other
And
nations
basically
sat on
everyone
as
except
slaves.
Joshua.
Yeah.
Boy, an accident of birth gave them a power that others lacked.
But why kill everyone? They meant no harm. They just wanted to be free.
This world judges that a crime punishable by death. Which is why we're going to change it.
Wait.
Gav, we want to help.
I always just half expect Clive to just say,
Got your
the
own stuff to
cruelty
be
is the
getting on
point.
with.
Right? I mean,
Wait.
this is spoilers for a scene we'll get to very shortly, but they come this fucking close to straight up name dropping an inconvenient truth.
Right.
Oh my god, I forgot about that, yeah.
Planning another excursion.
What about the villagers?
I don't know, they're dead.
Oi. Can I leave yous lot to take care of things here?
Of course. We'll make sure they get a proper burial.
Thank you. All of you.
And I think in general, just, you know, it's admirable to not be subtle at this
You ready
point.
then?
Yeah.
Because, A, people don't deserve subtlety. They're too dumb.
No.
And also, it is about that time. You should just be blunt about, like, this is what we need to do or we're all fucked.
Yep.
We will continue to be fucked. We're already fucked. Oh yeah, this guy.
Rats, lead me to your nest. Your cook has a message for your leader. If only he knew.
This guy comes in, eats all the scenery, and leaves.
Yeah, he's great.
Like, he is not, like, you know, like he doesn't get, like, a ton of screen time. He just, you know...
Spoilers, but...
Well, I wasn't gonna say, like, he's insignificant. Like, he does do some stuff.
Oh,
but,
yeah.
like, it's just kind of weird that it's like, oh, who could this man, like, what is he gonna have, like, you know...
Who could this man, dressed in mustard yellow, turn out to be? Right, first things first. Oh, wait.
And what do you want?
Missed you too.
Something, be quick about it.
No, fuck you. Okay, so we don't have upgradable accessories, but I do need potions.
You're rubbing me blind, you know.
Someone should just, like,
It'd better
submit
all
a
be
story to not always working. And just make it about her.
Make it quick.
I'm pretty sure people have submitted, like, troll stories before that are just, like, from, like, from, like, a show or something.
Yeah. Alright, we can't upgrade our stuff yet. We will be able to, but not yet.
Don't mind me. Just taking a quick breathe.
Why is it always a solar?
I don't know.
Why can't you just say office, man?
Chill.
We can keep running. Or we can walk through this door.
I was just like, is that too easy? Is that too easy to make that joke? He was always just about to finish that letter, no matter when you went in.
I tell myself the bustle's a blessing. There'll be time enough for quiet contemplation when I'm dead. So, did you find the answers you were looking for?
Because this crossword's a bitch.
I still don't know what to make of this gift, curse, or whatever it is I've been given. But there is one thing I can say for certain.
Do you notice the camera
I am a
movements
dominant. Ifrit.
are, like, actually,
There's
like,
nothing I can do
realistic?
to
Like, it's
change
an
that.
actual camera person holding a camera?
It is a
Yeah.
burden I must bear until my dying day.
Like, this shot is static because it would just be standing on a tripod
Yeah.
or something.
Forgiveness and in turn salvation.
But you can see it, like, wobbling here because it's a
Yeah.
shot that someone would have...
We all must walk, no matter how colourful our histories.
Sid, you once told me that you wanted to build a place where people could die on their own terms.
I did.
I've been thinking about that. Why not a place where people can live on their own terms? For 13 years, killing was all I knew. So obsessed with death that I never stopped to consider the lives of those around me. Lives that I see now were scarcely worth living. Be they bearers or beggars, most march blindly to their end, never realizing that they too deserve a choice. And I dare not turn a blind eye to their suffering any longer.
So, atonement then, is it?
Thought you said you'd kill yourself.
That was the answer we found.
The only one we need.
I'll be expecting you both to pull your weight.
Your very large, iconic weight.
Well then, sprinkle of fire and ice. This plan of mine might just work.
Like his pecs weigh that much?
Well, they turn into giants.
What trouble are you looking to get yourself into now?
Iconic and okay.
Yeah.
I thought you just meant the normal, actual, real world iconic.
Imperial capital. And pay a visit to Mother.
Sid, my mother, your mother, Gav's mother. Does Gav have a mother? Earlier, in the Hall of Justice.
Turns out it's Torgal's mother.
The Council of Old People.
And the last of our farmholds in the eastern provinces has succumbed to the blight.
Hear, hear.
Without their leave,
Why do you look so happy about that?
it is before winter.
A toast to the apocalypse.
There is
We're all
By
fucked.
then, the black creeps closer as we speak.
And yet you do naught but bawl and bluster.
I'm over here doing something very useful. So I get to say that.
Your radiance?
If it is fertile land the Empire requires, we need but look south.
If you mean the crystalline Dominion's holdings, we are bound by mutual accord. Theirs is a neutral state whose borders we are sworn to respect.
Gentlemen, did we swear to see our people starve?
Well, I really do think
The gates of Oriflamme buckle at the flood of those come seeking refuge from the blight. If there is not grain enough to feed those within our walls, how, pray tell, will we feed those without? But instead of setting your minds to riddles such as these, you lock horns with an enemy from across the sea, sending our soldiers to the slaughter in their thousands. The Empire bleeds, and you sit here prattling like crones in a tea house.
Maybe you could take a pay cut.
Do you fancy yourselves leaders of men?
Maybe not have a guy who's there to take your flour away when you don't feel like sniffing it anymore.
Is naught without her citizens. We are but their servants. If
Maybe
their
sell
land
off
is
just a
being
little bit of that
rescued,
marble.
it is
You
our
know,
duty
just a
to
couple
claim new
suggestions.
lands for them.
Your Radiance! You cannot mean a war of conquest.
That is exactly what I mean. It is time we expanded our dominion. This is the will of great Grieger.
There will be uproar. Then we must find a way to distract the citizenry. But how much will that cost?
And what of our legion? Shall we raise the furs?
Well, someone will have to contend with the Dalnex.
I will not keep you. You all have much to do.
I threw the firebomb into your pants, now you can deal with the fire.
God, what a cock.
Yep. Reminder, this man looked at Annabelle and was just like, I'll marry that.
Yeah, they do go well together.
The Lord Prince is currently garrisoned at the Strait of Arthur. If it please you, I can send word requesting his immediate...
He's trying to figure out how he sprang from your loins.
That won't be necessary. Tell him instead to see to his wounds. Bahamut's strength will
Got
be
that
needed
water,
again
though.
soon.
As you command.
Yeah, they used the GameCube for that.
There's a GameCube built into the PlayStation 5.
The tiny Soken's playing it.
Yeah.
I must have misheard.
He's a big fan.
You mean to tell me
Sonic
that the
Adventure
Mother
2
Crystals
Battle.
are the reason the world is dying? Are you mad?
Damn it, Heidelins.
Called that on occasion, but no, not today. We've all seen it firsthand. Empty wastes where once
Planet's dying, Cloud.
land drained so dry of its ether, not even the rats remained. But where was it all going? I spent years searching for an answer until I saw it standing right in front of me.
There's gonna be a crossover in this scene. He's gonna meet Barrett and he's gonna be like, wait, you stopped blowing up the reactors?
The answer's right in front of me. Jill, you're the answer. We're gonna make you sing a song, and it'll make everyone come together.
How does it allow us to conjure magics?
Oh, it's okay. We found out a new healthy resource. Coal.
Where do these crystals come from?
Coal who?
That's easy. They're mined from the Mother Crystals.
They're one and the same. Although admittedly this here fits more easily in the pocket.
But the Mother Crystals are massive. Some as large as mountains.
You mean all as large as mountains, Jill?
Imagine just how much ether can be drawn by something that size. As to where it's all going, mind? Well, I can't know everything, can I?
We are taught that the Mother Crystals are divine. Their ether a gift from the heavens. For centuries, nations have fought and fallen for want of that gift. If what you say is true, how did no one else see it?
Who says they didn't? Maybe the truth was inconvenient.
Did you get that?
Inconvenient to whom, exactly?
I think the first time we saw that scene, I think I was just like, did they just do that?
Even Clive is just like, are you telling me the rich would rather die than give up the crystals? Yes. Yes, Clive.
We're not helping.
Even he's in disbelief.
Dominance anymore.
I didn't say that. I made a promise and I intend to keep it. But if we continue down this path, there's only one fate that awaits the realm. And we can't very well set our people free if they're all lying dead in a blighted ditch. Not if we want to create a place where they can live on their own terms anyway. Sort of defeats the purpose. So, if we have to bring the old world crashing down in order to build us a new one,
Expression
Well said.
shot.
are you with me?
Yeah,
If you showed him stabbing that crystal, it would have gone to AO.
Yep.
ESRB. I'm gonna stab it too.
I suppose it's about time I repaid your faith.
You could have just said aye.
They didn't bring a dagger for everybody.
You're bored all the same.
Where's the owl DLC?
What have I got myself into? I'm going to need more than a few potions for this.
Gonna need 4 potions. Yeah, so,
Don't mind me.
take 3 guesses what this game thinks about global warming. Oh, we got a side.
Global warming.
No!
Boom! Rule of 3 on the
Oh.
TFS references.
I did not realize you could, like, rotate this map. Interesting.
Al Gorman's like this game. I'm now imagining Al Gore sitting down with his PS5.
Be like, yes! Yes! They get it! What camera, what are you doing?
I wanted you to talk to the Moogle.
We'll put you to work on the ledgers too.
Okay, that's cool, but I want to know quests. Fine, fuck you.
Don't let Otto know.
Oh wait, we gotta talk to Bookman. Level up book.
Otto know.
And how might this old...
He sounds like the first Dumbledore actor, the
Yeah.
good one.
Yeah.
Now this, I believe you will find most interesting.
Did you know you
What
have a dog?
subject shall we consider today?
Yes.
Did you know that he likes pets?
Yes.
Did you know that he likes treats?
Yes.
So what God's forsaken court?
Oriflamme.
The holy.
That was perfect.
Speak if you ask.
All right.
That just sounded like it could have been a real line like that.
I see I'm busy here.
Alright, can I make my new sword? Yeah! Fire sword.
No scratches, all right?
Can I upgrade any of my shit? Yeah, now we have cool black sword. It's Ifrit themed. Save real quick. Because this will also helpfully tell me like who is actually in the party. Alright, so these three. Let's side quests, so we can talk about some like other shit.
You've just been pointedly ignoring that Moogle. It's great.
Yep. Well, he has nothing for me yet.
Fine.
Okay.
Sure he doesn't.
Oh. Red Letter Day. Oh right, there's like a very like, I suppose I'd call it mature understanding this game has of power in that cutscene with the Emperor. Because like what a lot of people really don't want to talk about is that like rules mean nothing if you can't enforce them. And so they're like, he's just like, oh, let's just go invade the Crystalline Dominion. And his people are like, but, we have a treaty. Like, this paper says we can't. And he's just like, and? We have an army. They don't. Get on it. Fuck them. Like, oh no. Like, it really, like, it's unfortunate, but it's just like, you know, if you have the power to do whatever you want, you can do whatever you want. Like,
yeah. They do tend to be like that.
Yeah.
He was passing through the bales.
Now, luckily, this game has, like, like, you know, the understanding of power goes both ways, because the game is just like, hey, is there a shitty thing and you have power? Well, go fucking do something about it. And boy, oh boy, are we. Anyways,
It's the Diablo music.
X, thank you.
More of the lost supplies.
Alright, we want to talk more about anime.
Yeah, it's weird. I ended up watching so many shows this season because I guess I was just... I was feeling really depressed when it was starting. And whenever I'm really depressed, I watch anime for some reason. I don't know why. But it also makes me, like, watch, like, considerably more low-quality stuff. Because then, if it's not too stupid, it's comfy. Where you just be like, yeah, this is dumb. But, like, it's comfortably dumb.
Yeah.
To paraphrase Pink Floyd, I guess? I don't know. Comfortably dumb.
Yeah.
And then I came out of that a bit. Like, I'm still not in my happiest mode right here, but, like, there's, like, some shows where I'm just like, why the hell am I watching this? And, you know, Girlfriend being one. There's also this light novel adaptation, The Demon Sword Master of Excalibur Academy. that is a relatively low poly dog. It's weird.
Yeah. They can't all look like Torgal.
Someone's waiting.
Hopefully this will keep our courier out of
trouble.
It's
not
okay.
his fault. He probably doesn't have a lot to eat.
Yeah. So you were talking about the demon swivel nibble.
Yeah, I call it the demon swivel nibble because the fucker
that
barely
title.
uses a sword.
Fuck that title anyways, though.
It takes him like 6 episodes to actually get to use a sword, and there's a whole thing about it. And then, you know, that doesn't then become his main thing, so he uses a fucking staff. He's barely a sword guy, let alone a sword master.
He and what is it, Guy from Bioman have the same problem. They forget what swords are.
Fast. They'll all be back from the vineyard soon.
Well, there's just a terminology problem where they call them swords, but they're also guns.
Yes.
And usually used as such. So they keep yelling, "Bio sword!" And then they shoot a guy.
Yeah.
Just great. But yeah, you know, it's just like a dumb light novel thing. And it's not like too offensive. It's actually got a couple things to say that are kind of neat. Like, it feels like the author does have some opinions on something, which with a lot of these light novels, they feel like they're so just like shat out.
Yep.
That there's just like they're not thinking about anything while writing it, so why would you think about anything while reading it? Which is impressive, because I feel like, you know, most people, even if they're not like, oh, I gotta think about the themes of my work or whatever, or like, I think about like some serious shit, man. You don't have to do that. But just your own lived experiences, your own opinions will inevitably leak into your work, because to a certain extent, we all create our own reality, don't we? You know, our own experiences dictate how we feel about things, and then if you write something that's just naturally gonna happen, like, you know, write what you know is a good rule. It's also just what happens.
Mm-hmm.
And that's why it's always impressive when something is like some sort of anti-art, like The Rise of Skywalker refusing to say anything about anything.
Yeah.
Or that just happens because of like corporate bullshit. But a lot of light novels kind of feel like that just because, I guess between, you know, the author not having enough lived experiences and just kind of copying other light novels, and the fact that you get like 2 seconds to write one of these volumes a lot of the time, it just isn't gonna come out like really, you know, being very committed to it.
Yeah, and like a lot of these nowadays are starting off as web novels on Naro, where there's like literally zero quality control.
And, you know, incidentally, I think that's also a problem with a lot of video games now, because there are these multi-million-dollar, like, super operations with hundreds and hundreds of people working on them. Especially if it's an RPG or any sort of open-world game, because you have way too many moving parts for them to all be consistent. Which is how Persona 5 can, like, come out telling you some, you know, fairly unambiguous stuff, and then turn around and do the same thing themselves.
Yeah.
So it's kind of amazing that this game's pretty consistent.
Yeah.
And granted, you know, I like I've said before, it's very committed to just, like, keeping up that pace, just keeping on going in a straight line. Not in, like, a bad way, but in, like, this is the direction we're going, we're sticking with it. Here's your 30-hour game. Shut up.
Yeah, it's just like, here's our game, we are not, like, wasting time with, like, the extraneous bullshit.
Yeah.
Which is exactly the reason why people are probably going to be way more vocally praising FF7 Rebirth, because they're filling that with a bunch of dumb shit. And, you know, it's probably going to be fun dumb shit if I ever play it. But it's like, extras are extras for a reason.
Yeah, I mean, I guess it kind of depends on if the structure is going to be the same as with Remake, because there I was actually very excited of like, oh, open world version of Midgar, that sounds kind of great.
And then it's not.
Instead it was this weird chapter-based game where sometimes it just tells you, there's side quests, you don't have to do them, but you fucking better if you want to see Aerith in a cute dress later, or whatever.
Yep.
And it's just like, then they're not really side quests. They're not really things that I do on the side. It's just what I'm doing right now.
Yeah.
But yeah, with a lot of light novel adaptations, you get the problem of them not really being about a whole lot. And Demon Sword Master at least seems to, like, you know, be about something, but it's still not good.
Yeah.
Like, there's so many cliches that are just there.
It's putting slightly more effort in, is the vibe I get when you talk about it.
Yeah, but you still get the weird thing of, like, oh, well, we still go to, like, a high school for, like, learning magic and going into the military that fights monsters. And the first enemy is gonna be a rapey guy because it's always a rapey guy. It just has to be a rapey guy. There's, like, no reason for it. Like, it doesn't, like, play into anything else.
Mm-hmm. It's
like,
just,
in some
this is what we do.
Yeah, like, you know, they're, you know, I don't feel like you should generally have a rapey guy. It's generally not necessary. But if they say something about, like, you know, the setting, or, like, the dynamics that the character has with other things, like, they can have a function. And here it's like, okay, this rapey guy comes up and, like, says some stuff about, like, the female lead that informs you, like, okay, this is how, like, other people think of her, maybe, because she can't summon her magic weapon.
Yeah.
But this guy doesn't fit in this setting at all, because his power is basically mind control, and he just uses this on a bunch of girls, and they kind of wave it off as like, oh, well, they all consented to it. Oh, okay. No, I have no further questions at all about that one. And, like, no one's stopping this guy, and he's so blatant. He's just, like, in public, like, groping them and stuff, and it's like, what fucking school is this? And this doesn't, like, you know, if the point was like, oh, this school sucks and is really corrupt, or like, oh, they kind of vaguely bring up that he's, like, the son of a Viscount or some bullshit.
Yeah.
So you think, like, oh, they're making a point about rich people can break the rules because they have money. That doesn't go anywhere either. In fact, that part was only in the light novel, which I, like, looked up because I was convinced there had to be something they had cut from the anime for time that would explain it. There isn't. It's just like that, but, you know, that's the sort of weird shit that just happens at that point that could very easily make someone quit an otherwise, like, decent show, maybe.
Yeah.
Because it's just so weirdly separated. Is that Locke?
Absolutely.
And there's, like, other parts that do work, where there's, like, some romance ideas, and, like, just the funny thing of, like, the main character's reincarnated from, like, the classical demon lord. So it's like you've got the classic fantasy setting, and then he ends up in a modern light novel setting and is just confused by the modern light novelness of things. That could be pretty funny. They don't go that far with it because, you know, I guess you don't want to make fun of your target audience too much. But, you know, I got through, like, the first big climax, and then I was just kind of like,
Yeah. Because it's just like, you know, it's probably all, like, you know, it certainly isn't helping that there's the light novel, like, second volume syndrome.
Yeah.
Just waiting to happen if it's already not that great.
And it's like, you know, this is still a tolerable show. I might not finish it. There's plenty of shows that are probably actually quite good that I might not finish just because they're not entirely my thing, or, you know, they just don't hold my attention quite as well as I was hoping. That's normal. That's good, right?
Yeah.
But there's so much fucking anime now.
Yep.
Like, I go on Live Chart, and, like, even just, you know, you can tick the boxes of, like, oh, do you want to look at just the stuff you're watching, or do you want to include stuff that you paused or are planning to watch, or you dropped or skipped? All these different statuses.
I'm sorry, I'm just imagining Clive just shoved all of that bread into his pocket. Continue.
No, I'm just thinking about him shoving it in his mouth.
I brought the bread for you. Like a bird. Anyways, anime.
My second worst fear is eating a loaf of bread laced with rat poison, but that seems unlikely to pass. No one's gonna get that one. I miss old Spoonie reviews. We were talking about anime. Sorry, I have ADHD.
Well, I mean, I'm the one who interrupted.
Yeah. And like even just, you know, eventually I just did like, okay, this is what I'm actively watching, just like 6 shows or something, and even then it's like, oh, one of these I watched the first episode and haven't gotten to anything else yet. Whatever, not a big deal. But like the more and more you turn on, the more and more you realize this is too much, because like everything I was interested in, that was already like 24 shows or something.
Yeah.
That's already like, oh, this is like a full ass season of anime. But then you turn the rest on, and the page just keeps going. You just keep scrolling, and you're like, I'm still not at the bottom? And it just makes me think, like, this market is so oversaturated. Like, there's way too much. There's no way they can put enough money into each of these shows to make them as good as they, you know, might deserve to be.
Poor unnamed memory.
And... you know, like the studios that have the money and the talent, the experience, are not going to be able to get to some of the really good stuff. Because they gotta sell bullshit. Which is how you end up with Record of Grand Crest War. Like, based on really good stuff, really good director, very passionate. Put 10 books into 24 episodes and you get $5 to do it, you know?
Yeah.
A1 Pictures.
Like at one
which
point,
is owned by Square Enix, I believe.
At one point, covering 2 books in 2 episodes. Oh,
yeah.
Get on that side, please.
That was impressive.
Yeah, and I wouldn't have known either until I looked it up, and it was like, wait, what?
No, it was definitely a little weird.
Yeah.
It was definitely a little weird. And, you know, if they make money, then you can sustain it, but I just don't understand how they sustain it.
Where is the money coming from?
Because there's no one who can, you know, watch all of these, and so many of them are aimed at the exact same crowd, so some of these have to, like, lose money. By the way, Clive, that's very cool you're doing this on this forum. Flames.
Don't worry, they're anti the wasp flames.
Okay. And,
Ow.
I think ultimately the conclusion I came to is that there have to be, like, gotcha whales, but for light novels.
I'm pretty sure, yeah. Because I think I read somewhere once that people are like, oh yeah, like, we tell you vote with your wallet. The problem is, like, you know, if 100 people watch a good show and they each spend $1 on it, but then 5 people watch a dog shit show, but those 5 people each spend $50 on it, and it's like assorted like merchandise, well, more money is going into the dog shit.
Mm-hmm.
And so it's just like, you know, vote for your wallet really doesn't work if the people supporting the garbage are willing to outpay you at every turn.
Yeah. And, you know, the classic line is always like, oh, a lot of these shows are advertisements for the source material. Like,
and this source material's not good either.
The reason you only get 12 episodes is because they want you to buy the light novel. Okay, fine. But that only works in the classic TV landscape. Because when something's on TV, it's free. Because, you know, you already have a TV, you already pay for cable or whatever. So you'll watch the show, and then, you know, you buy the merchandise, that actually makes more money, and that's how you support the show for real. But people don't watch TV anymore. We are now in the age of streaming, and that makes me think, like, okay, the streamers need to make money, and the production companies need to make money. So the streamers make money through subscriptions and ads and like free plans that are just ad support are kind of going away. Like even Crunchyroll will just be like, here's a couple shows, we'll let you watch 3 episodes, now subscribe, bitch.
Yeah.
At this point. So clearly ads don't do enough.
Or they do, and they're just, you know, trying to get more and more and more and more and more money.
Yeah, they are owned by Sony, so
They're waving their swords around. I think they're gonna kill someone.
they're just literally waving them around like they're at an idol show.
Alright.
Someone's gonna get killed.
See to your problem.
And it's probably gonna be those guys.
How many were there?
I was out of the door too.
But you know, so they make money off of subscriptions, but they need the content, so they license the content. And now I don't know if they just pay a certain amount of money for that license, or if, you know, some of that subscription money goes to the people whose shows get watched. But,
Oh no, 2.
Not 2.
How many were there? I was out of the door too quick to count all 2 of them.
Fine sword, friend.
Either way, like, at a certain point, you would naturally reach the point of, hey, you know, one or both of us is not making enough money off of this specific thing, so it makes sense to stop paying for that. And then, you know, maybe that show doesn't get licensed, or maybe the people making that show don't license it to that specific streamer because they don't get what they need out of it. But somehow this shit keeps going. I don't know where all this money is coming from. I don't know how they're making enough money.
I'll be keeping my blade, thank you.
Because the rabbit hole goes further. If you're making a 12-episode show to... Whoa, what happened there?
I'm skipping the cutscene stuff, so like maybe the game was just like, ah! Those models gotta be here by the next line of dialogue.
If you make a 12-episode show to promote a light novel or a manga, you know, that's another tier down, because people already have to pay for your subscription service. That's already like a niche. Like a limited amount of people who specifically are like, I like anime, I want to watch anime, I will pay you money so you can give me the anime. But then they have to, like, go to Barnes & Noble or at least Amazon or something to buy the manga and the light novel, and it's a more active way of consuming. It takes more power.
And they are going to be way more likely to buy a manga than a light novel. Light novels are like the uber niche.
Yeah.
And they are certainly not helping themselves by only, like, by fucking relying on fucking Naro. Fuck Naro. Naro sucks.
Anything catch your eye?
So by that point, you'd already have to be a huge nerd to, like, do that. And, you know, I say that as someone who does read manga and light novels. But then there's, like, just, like, so many of these are just, like, I got reincarnated, and this is my slow life in the country, blah, blah, you know.
And, like here's an idea, like, you know, I think I might have just found out the best way to describe the current state of the anime industry, right?
Mm-hmm.
Imagine the film industry was pretty much just adapting Wattpad stories.
I mean, that gets into just the general quality, but, like, the complete super saturation of these trends is just kind of insane.
Yeah.
'Cause it's like,
I don't want to hear people bitching about superhero movies.
Who would need
Isekai.
24 different books that are all, I got reincarnated and now I'm living a slow life, or whatever? Like, one of those might be good, maybe even a couple. Not all of them, and you're not going to need all of them. That doesn't make any sense.
Yeah.
So there have to just be this small group of people who will just, like, devour all of this.
Yeah,
and they will
probably
keep paying for it, and that's where the money has to be. Because otherwise, I don't understand how this could possibly, you know, be a sustainable business model.
Yeah.
Not to mention what he sucked out of Garuda.
And it clearly isn't the merchandise, because a lot of these have such super generic designs that it's like, who would be buying a figure of this, really?
Well, maybe that, like...
And a lot of the time, I don't see figures of those characters.
You and I have the wherewithal to look at that and be like, well, that's generic. But you know the fans of these like, no! They're totally unique! Shut up! This one's different than, like, that other show. For whatever reason they've convinced themselves. It's like the people who are trying to convince us that, like, Fire Emblem Engage had themes.
Yeah, but, like, what I'm saying is that whenever I'm just looking at, like, whatever place where they sell figures, it's still gonna be a lot of, like, oh, here's 1 million Demon Slayer or Jujutsu Kaisen things, because, you know, most everyone who watches anime watches those. Those are super popular. Those get all the merch. And even I, who doesn't like either of those things, will recognize those characters and be like, oh, it's that thing.
Why did I teleport there?
But who's really going to be like, oh man, I really need to get the girl from the Beast Tamer show.
Ugh, which one?
Right?
You like that? Alright.
Like, there really is a point where I'm just like, you know, I bitch about shows I like not getting enough recognition, but at least there was a Grand Crest Nendoroid. At least there were 2 Stella Vermilion figures.
What am I fighting now? Oh. Okay.
And a titty mouse pad. I think some of these shows aren't even getting that. And I look at the next season that's starting in a couple of weeks right after Christmas, and there's even more of this stuff. It's also baffling, like, how quickly they can run a trend into the ground. Because it's like, okay, I guess I just have to accept that half of these things are just going to be like, I got reincarnated into the actual place where the story's happening. This is not otherwise relevant. Shut up. But then it's like, oh, what if you got reincarnated as the villainous in an Otome game, and now you have to make sure you don't get the horrible end that the villainous in an Otome game should get. And now there's like a million of those. They just sprung up overnight.
Yeah.
It is bizarre.
The dame has friends in the south.
Or maybe, you know, maybe if they get really, like, out there, they're like, oh, I'm the heroine in the Otome game, but I like the villainess. Or I'm some dude in the background
of a game made by people who hate Otome games.
I doubt you could afford even that much of my time. Branded.
Bitch, you don't know my life.
My mistake.
No, mine. Upon reflection, you don't have the scent of a branded about you. The flowers. Otto always did know how to please me. More than Sid ever did anyway. Do you think you could please me, Clive?
I have a Jill friend.
You're the
Let us leave such impersonal titles to my less preferred clientele.
Actually, I think it's clientele.
Can call me Isabel. Otto assured me I could trust you. I can trust you, can't I?
You can trust me, yes, but why would you?
Help you? Because that's what we do.
Look at the guy in the background. Just be like, hey, come here.
Sid did me a kindness when no one else would.
I'm gonna just pat these
I have
groceries.
never forgotten that. Without it, I would not be where I am today. And so, I make it a point to do the same whenever possible. Which brings us here. To the final obstacle between you and whatever it is you seek in the holy capital.
You know, I'm thinking about, like, what you said about the whole people can't, like, there can't be people just consuming, like, all of this isekai.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm thinking about, you know, the things that I keep wanting and seeking out. Like,
unless, of course,
you know, you want me to immediately, like, at least read about your show a little bit? Put, like, a romance in. Like, a romance that becomes a couple quick, and then it's about, like, what that couple does together.
Right.
Like, battle couples that are couples. Like,
yeah.
We love Chivalry of a Failed Knight. And I wonder, like, I keep seeking that out, even though I do have a few things that do that. So, is it, like, the same as the isekai? But I think, like, one of the big differences there is, you know, the things I want are not quite literally drowning the fucking market. So,
What the hell are you doing?
It's like, it's just...
We cannot have people thinking I tolerate disobedience from my branded.
The men who gave me this.
Look, I'm trying to parse that out, where it's like, am I kind of on, like, the same as these people consuming isekai? The problem is just, like, you know, the thing I want to consume over and over and over again is not typically absolute dog shit. But maybe it would be if it, like, drowned out the market.
Yeah, I mean, you're always gonna get the quantity over quality thing.
Yeah.
Madame, back to the Vale already?
But of course, we must make ready to welcome you, my dear.
And who might this be?
Why, my new escort. The streets aren't safe for a girl, what with all the royalists about.
Well, don't work him too hard.
Well, that rather depends on you now, doesn't it? I'll see you all at sunset.
Oi, hold up. Another fucking branded. Well, you're lucky you're with the Dane.
Oh my god, I just remembered the best side quest.
Get out of my sight, filth.
Well, we'll get to that later.
Well, actually, there's 3 great side quests in this area. And I'm pretty sure we were going to see at least 2 of them today.
You know, don't get ahead of yourself.
Wasn't so bad.
Yeah.
Wasn't so bad. They might have recognized me.
But they didn't. And even if they had, they wouldn't have done anything about it. The gentlemen of the garrison are some of my best customers. We have an arrangement, as do you and I. Now, if you'd care to follow me...
I said I have a Jill
speak
friend.
more at the Vale.
Well, see, your name is too close to my mom's name, and...
Doesn't seem like I have much of a choice.
You know, I'm just saying I might punch you.
She's like, it's okay, I like that.
I'm not comfortable with where this joke's going.
No. She also just practices mixed martial arts.
And if anyone requests her company, tell them she is feeling unwell.
Madame, you look stunning.
As do you, my dear.
Shall I have one of the girls draw a bath?
That won't be necessary.
I already know what a bath looks like.
Clive, my darling. Welcome to the Vale.
I don't see a veil.
It's just a building. Those are very lovely windows.
I don't see anyone with a bird on the back of their head.
Thank you for seeing me through the gates, my lady. I am in your debt.
Well, that was the whole point, wasn't it?
Just thinking about anime
And I
stuff
told
and
you,
trends and...
It's Isabel. Whatever wound you so tight, I wonder. It's certainly not
One of the
safe
difficult
influence.
things for me is, like...
You, mentioned a favor.
Man,
What is it you'd have me do?
I'm a creative person. I can create stuff that is like what I would want to read, but
If you mean
it's
stealing a girl, you
fucking
needn't worry.
tiring
They
to
have
create.
reached a
Like,
checkpoint.
it takes less energy to, like, consume a thing than it does to create a thing, and sometimes I just want to be able to, like, sit back and enjoy somebody else's work instead of having to fucking make my
Tatiana's been
own.
gone for several days
Ugh.
now, having left no word of explanation. And I began to fear the worst.
I feel as if I've spent my whole life searching for people. No, I can't say I'm any good at it.
I trust you.
You can find me. See? Right here. Found me.
And take this.
I'm thinking about what you said about, like, you know, maybe if the stuff we like was very oversaturated, there would be a, you know, we'd get sick of that because there'd be a lot of low quality stuff. And it's like, yeah, when we bag on Isekai, it's not the concept of going to a parallel world that's bad. There's plenty of classic shows that have that. There's plenty of shows that, you know, could have been really good if they were just well written, and it doesn't have anything to do with them being Isekais. It's just that the way Isekai stories are written now, it's emblematic of
Side quest.
it's emblematic of a lot of you know, just bad writing trends. Like really bad things that are bad for any story are being copied.
Did she...
Before she only that she needed. She did mention.
You did?
Yeah.
This man...
It's like, you know, if you're like, oh, you know,
Seems a trip to the barracks is in order.
Oh, I wanted to go into the water. Alright, we got a couple.
if your wife walks in and you're like, oh, you feel really warm, that doesn't necessarily mean she has a fever. She might have just been out in the sun. But if like, you know, if there's a bug going around, then you might be able to assume that she's caught it. It's not a very good analogy, but, like, at a certain point, what I'm saying is it becomes easier to just say, oh, all these isekai things are bad, we need to stop making them. Instead of pointing out, like, okay, here are all the things that are bad in these things.
we could start.
And also, if you keep making the same cliche thing, that doesn't really inspire confidence.
Yeah, and it's also like we could start by not fucking pulling all of our shit from fucking Naro. Jesus.
Yeah, like, obviously you're gonna get, like, the same story 50 million times if you're just going on there.
Well, so
But, like, I don't... You know, you don't have to go on there. There have to be, like, good writers you could employ, right? Like, is there really just some way that you can, like, pay these people so little because they don't know dick and have no skill that you can turn a profit no matter what?
I mean, I imagine a lot of them are just happy to see their stuff get, like, picked up.
I mean, sure. I also know that, you know, there are light novels that just get canceled after a few volumes because they don't sell well. I'm just like, so that means the ones that we're seeing adapted into anime are the successful ones? Good God.
Yeah. And, like, you know, like, getting into it, like, I keep saying, like, you know, stop adapting shit from Naro. But I'm also pretty sure, like, ReZero started on Naro. So it's not like, you know, web novels as a whole just need to be, like, you know, not ever adapted. It's just like, please, for the love of God, quality control. It's like they have the opposite problem of the Western publishing industry, where it feels fucking impossible to get in there. And then, you know, you've got the light novel stuff where they will just let fucking anything become a book at this point. I was also kind of thinking about, like, you know, that whole, like, quality and quantity thing. Where it's just like, you know, if, say, you know, shows about couples doing cool things became just everywhere, like, most of them would probably just call them couples, but then have them act the same way as, like, you know, characters who are not together in pretty much every fucking anime are nowadays. Like, you know, in Girlfriend, they're like, oh, I'm two-timing, I'm dating both of these girls. But we do not act marginally different from, like, if I was not actually dating them, and it was just, like, you know, a rom-com love triangle. And, you know, it reminds me of that, like, that one show I told you about the other day, like, 2.5 Dimensional Seduction. And I saw that title, was like, oh, nobody's ever fucking in that show. There's not even gonna be a kiss. If they're feeling really risque, there'll be some hand-holding.
I don't know, sometimes it feels like, you know, I hate the meme of like, oh, hand-holding so lewd, but sometimes it does feel like a kiss is easier to make happen than hand-holding.
Yeah.
Because a kiss is almost just like a symbolic thing, and then hand-holding would have to be like, oh, they're actually...
This is definitive.
They're touching for a significant amount of time here.
Yeah.
Like, you can't just turn up the dramatic music and be like, woo, they're a couple now.
Time for one of the great quests. I will not be skipping this dialogue.
Where's your commanding officer, Branded? Don't you know the training grounds are for real soldiers?
McFly.
You lost or something? Sorry, but the Imperial Guard's got no use for your kind. The infantry always needs more bodies, though.
I'm just passing through.
Don't bloody believe it. The bastard's wearing the moon and stars.
That'll be why he's strutting about like he owns the place.
I want to strut around like I own the
Offer their our
place.
protection. You reckon this prick's really worth a couple of the Emperor's finest?
You're the Emperor's finest?
I cannot wait to get to the side quest of New Game
Care to
Plus.
show us how you earned that brooch?
I'd rather not.
Oh, no doubt. Only chivalrous souls that we are, Robin and I need to know the dame's being properly looked after.
You said it, Crom!
What?
Robin and Crom.
Fine. If it'll put your mind at ease.
And your body in a sling.
So you know, I won't be holding back. I suggest you go home. Take a moment to get ready if you need it. Wouldn't want you whining about an unfair fight.
I am so fucking excited to do this New Game Plus.
Now, Let's get the measure of you, shall we?
Well, I'm roughly 6'2".
If that's what you want.
Cocky bastard. All right, let's be having you.
Are you flammable? What?
Oh, and when you go crying to your mistress, tell her it was Leon who gave you the pounding.
Whatever you say, Squall.
Use all the dirty tricks you want, Brandon.
Literally ass up on the ground. Use all the dirty tricks you want.
Alright. So you know one end of a blade.
This proves nothing.
We'll be back.
Fuck me.
No.
I'd rather not.
I'd rather fuck the dame.
Are they teleporting?
Fine.
Falls on his face.
Saw that, bearer. Let's have some fun, shall we? How the bearer win the dame's favour, innit?
Oh shit! The other guys watching are like, is this normal? Do they all do this? And back.
You stabbed him in the crotch! You impaled his dick!
Well, somebody had to be doing some impaling, and it wasn't going to be either of these guys.
Can I go now?
My dick!
Gregor's gas. The bastard didn't even break a sweat.
You shish kebab his wiener!
The dame's man or no, he's still a Brandon. Best hope the sergeant never hears about this.
Yeah, not after the bollocking he gave us for missing drills. Might be the old sod had a point.
I'll leave you to it.
Yeah, good bloody riddance. At least we know the dame's in safe hands, I suppose.
Do us a favour. If you have to tell the dame about this,
Eve approves
tell her
of
we got a
this.
good feeling.
God. Very excited for new Game Plus.
Looking at the chat frequency, I don't think her anime rant really inspired a whole lot of discussion.
Yeah. Well,
But hey, tell us what you think in the comments.
I liked it.
Heard the bones fell favourably. To the Vale, then.
I don't know how a bearer came by the moon and stars, but thank goodness I found you. Can I trust you to be discreet?
I mean, what? Our fire's discreet.
About this. About what I wish to ask of you. About the fact that I, a humble creature, as unlikely as it may seem, there are those within the upper echelons of Samberquois society who find the Empire's treatment of bearers to be barbaric.
All right. But what do you want from me?
This town is carried upon the backs of its bearer, not for the want of coin. Simple fare costs little more than a pittance. But to revel in the suffering of
You don't know much about anime? How dare you?
Act of cruelty.
You need to waste as much time as we have.
Sooner cut off their noses to spite their faces than see their bearers fed. And despite my best attempts at secrecy,
This side quest getting real. The rich would rather die than give the poor anything.
brings me to my
I'm
request.
hungry.
The brand upon your cheek affords you a certain freedom. A freedom I could
Me
sorely
too, kinda.
use.
Do you want to, like, grab some granola bars or something?
Fine. What do you need
Do we
me
have
to do?
granola bars?
We should, yeah.
Thank you. An extra meal may not seem like much.
Third member of the Rosie
but
streaming
it
team.
will be. Here, deliver these, but keep them hidden. Quickly now. What food I can provide goes where the need is.
I'm sure if
greatest.
Eve was actually on a stream, it would be
Today,
too
that happens to be
powerful.
one.
Yeah.
3 bearers.
Alright, I'll be back in a moment then.
Alright.
Snack run!
There's now the Noth stream.
Snack run!
tragic. True, but do be discreet. You will be. I'm afraid not.
There goes a friend of the people.
Crystal's curse is bad enough. We can't let people starve as well.
The bones fell violently.
Beep, 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 beep.
Are you waiting for it to heal?
Looks like now's not the time.
Sniper run!
Wow!
It's not been half a moon since
Yeah, I didn't realize we had that box of granola bars. It was like hiding behind something else.
Huh.
I have something for you.
It's a granola bar. Consumable or comestibles?
From the Chamberlain.
Randy! And you!
Die.
You look like you need a rest.
Bearer combustibles.
Not half as much as I need this. Thank you. I don't eat it here, though. Has it always been this bad? Oh, it was worse before the Chamberlain. That's something at least.
Remember when people were like, I'd rather just kill all the people in this world. Even though you got side quests being like, hey, here's people who also think the system is fucked up but have to help in discreet ways.
You'll work faster next time if you know what's good for you.
He doesn't know I was casting poison instead of cure. His death will be slow.
The Chamberlain must have sent, but alas, my work is far from over.
You need to rest.
But I won't.
And what of your own hurt?
I'll wait.
Drover has a slavery might be bad than the Empire does its bearers. Anyway, I'd better head to the Vale.
Heard the bones fell favourite.
I'm looking for a man with a scar over his eye.
Looking for a man? Does this look... Hold your tongue. He wears the dame's brooch. One word from him and the Vale's doors will be barred to us for good.
Tell her the douchebag was rude. Ah, she won't know who you're talking about then.
I haven't seen him around.
Yeah, these fuckers all look the same anyway.
On account of him being in war. Yeah, Yannick left a few days back. Said he had dealings with a merchant there.
The dame thanks you. War is
All
the
you
last
stormtroopers look the same.
I should... Isabel know where I'm headed.
Gonna have to start like checking the J Novel Club Twitter like daily now to see when they finally like Chivalry's here. Be like, oh, cool! I can reread the first volume again.
All right.
Business.
Just as well.
So he
There was a time when he was the Vale's most illustrious customer. He was one of the only
They're too
people
busy being like, I got reincarnated and open an Etsy shop.
You know, we bitched a lot, so like, you want to recommend some good stuff? Just talk about that.
I got reincarnated and had good taste in anime. I mean, go watch 100 Girlfriends. That is the big recommendation. That is the takeaway.
Go.
MF Ghost is pretty good. It's a sequel to Initial D.
Motherfucking Ghost!
Tell me you bear good tidings.
The weather's nice.
My new boss is Goofy. That's a good one. It's kind of gay. It's about this guy who got out of like a really abusive workplace, and his new boss is like really sweet, but he's also like a complete like clumsy goofball, and it's like, oh, that's really good. And he adopts a cat, and that's really cute. They work for an advertising agency, so they go to all these different places because they gotta make ads for the places. It's good. I like it.
Yeah. I will probably recommend like some older stuff because I haven't been keeping up on the newer stuff the way Rosie has. I will second 100 Girlfriends. God damn, I could talk so much about that show.
How many bears suffer to keep your granaries full?
Look at the frame rate for the birds in the background. It's funny. Chivalry of a Failed Knight. Fucking awesome.
Yeah, obviously.
Watch that show, read the books.
That goes without saying.
Record of Grand Crest 4, we talked about that. It's really good. Like, the pacing is kind of fucky, but it actually almost makes it more enjoyable because it's weird.
And hey, if you somehow never seen it, watch Record of Lodos War.
Oh my god, yes. Watch
it is high budget, awesome fantasy, best elf.
The OVA specifically. Oh boy, time for my favorite side quest.
To be continued.
You're late. What kept you?
Your face.
Late for what?
Did they tell you nothing? A wild beast is savaging my boy.
Oh, I got warned about a fat beast.
Don't just stand there gawping. Rescue him.
From the fat bitch? But you're right here.
All right. Where is he?
My. I see they've sent me a branded with a spine for a change.
I don't like
He's
it.
over that way, towards the coast. Go and see that you kill the beast.
What if I want to let your son die?
Danger. He didn't seem all that worried.
Guess he doesn't like him.
Something's not right here. I need to be careful.
The wolf! It's going to eat me!
What if I can help it? Stay back. I'll deal with this.
Don't worry, I'll explode the wolf. Wolf exploded. 4.
4 experience. I mean, hey, that's 3 more than Goots would give us.
No! You weren't supposed to kill Wolfie. You were supposed to die. Father will have you whipped for this. Bearers aren't supposed to win. They never win.
What is this? Your father said you were being attacked.
You're not supposed to talk. Stop looking at me like that. We were only having fun.
Having fun?
Why are you still speaking? Father will hear of this.
Guest star, Draco Malfoy.
The wolf's work, no doubt. But it's not the wolf that's to blame.
Oh man, one of them's already like starting to petrify.
Someone needs to put an end to this before it happens again.
So while I'm running back there, more good anime recommendations. What do I like to keep coming back to? Oh, not an anime, but a light novel. Read Unnamed Memory. Holy shit, it's not an isekai, it's just straight fantasy, it's a fun romance. Anyways,
It will be an anime soon.
probably not a great one.
You slaughter his poor pet and then have the gall to return, head held high. That wolf was trained. Better trained by far than your worthless kind. You are the entertainment, nothing more. And we are most certainly not entertained.
Nor am I. You'll pay for what you've done.
See? I told you. He talks too much. It's not right. I don't like him, Father.
You're not the branded I bought, are you? How dare you deceive me? Well, the sins of the slave are the sins of the master. Go! Summon the unlucky wretch you answer to.
Should we go with the dame?
Sure.
That unlucky wretch would be the dame. I can summon her if you like. Though I doubt she would welcome the interruption.
You,
Record scratch immediately in his head.
Why would a woman of her caliber...
You look afraid. Well, how do you think those bearers in
Father, who's the dame?
Not now, son. When you're older.
Their fear. Their pain. From the look of you, I'd say you're starting to get an idea of the first. Now, if you need help with the second...
Torgal.
Father, you're scaring me.
You think to threaten us, Branded? The dame's pet or no, I will not abide such insolence.
He is going to get a very strongly worded letter.
Of course, my son. I'll have the villagers fetch us another. With jaws powerful enough to nip this Branded's head clean off his shoulders.
That's a great idea. Torgal, are you hungry?
I'm wasting my time.
He despawned anyway.
Bearers lying out there. They deserve a proper burial.
We're gonna get to why this is my favorite quest in just a second. God, what nice scenery, though.
How many bearers have lost their lives to this nobleman's sport?
Good turtle run.
Yeah, it's so cute.
Whoop.
More victims of the nobles' games. You must be Clive.
How do you know my name?
The Dame. I'm in her service. Like yourself.
Well, it's not my name, it's Jimmy.
Never gets any easier, burying the dead.
Is that what you're here to do?
The mistress has me see to it that none are left to the crows. Since you're here, can you give me a hand?
Gladly. Let's put them to rest.
May their burden finally be lifted. I take it you slew the nobleman's pet?
I did. Now I expect they'll find another soon enough. And when it gets here, more bearers will die. How can they think so little of sending us to the slaughter?
Simple. Because you are not them. Bearers are tools when they're needed, and toys when they're not. And if one breaks, well, you can always buy another. Still, such attitudes don't always go unpunished.
Is this your doing?
Of course not. Wolves kill. It's in their nature. Invite one into your home, he's gonna tear your throat out eventually.
Oh, that sounded more
So
like
with bearers,
intestines.
Fed or not, they don't lack for fangs. What will folk do when they bite back, I wonder? The realm's nest two murderous bastards, and I won't mourn the loss. Here. For their help.
So he totally did do that, right?
Take it.
Who?
You never know.
No.
Our paths may cross again. Till then.
I like this guy. So when this quest first ended,
Creepy for a good cause.
yes. Goodbye, Dexter. when we first did this quest, like it ended, we sat in silence, and then I just turned and looked at Rosie and was like, I love a happy ending. Fuck those two. Like, this game's great because it understands, like, sometimes you just gotta kill an asshole. Like, And now we're gonna get, like, the flip side to that. Like, in a good way. Like, a good kind of reversal of, like, the other way this could go. Whoop. Sort of. I'll explain kind of what I mean.
Have you seen my Chloe? I let her out of her pen while I did my chores. But she hasn't come back yet. I think she's lost. Please, can you help me look for her?
I can't promise I'll find her, but I'll try. Describe her to me.
She has beautiful white hair. She lets me stroke her when I'm sad. She's ever such a good girl. So quiet and kind. And she likes walking in the wheat. I know the fields are big, but she's never got lost before. Oh, she must be starving too. She hasn't eaten anything since yesterday. It is my job to feed her.
In that case, let's not keep her waiting. That's a lot of field to search. With a little luck, someone might have seen her. You work these fields? I need to ask you something.
A branded. And an outsider at that, judging by the lack of manners. Why should I help you, eh? You tell me that.
Because a girl from the village asked me to find her pet. Chloe. Have you seen her?
Chloe, is it? Oh, little Lisette's plaything. Last I saw, the filthy creature was sniffing about the windmill. That girl's old enough to know she should tie her pet up when she's finished playing with it.
The windmill.
Off with you now. I won't have idle branded underfoot.
Oh, I just wanted to let you know the number of incinerated bodies quota is short by 1.
Except Wolf beat me to the other ones.
Chloe? More brown than white. You're not Chloe, are you, girl?
It's that same dog from before.
Is that someone napping on the job? I hope they don't mind the interruption.
Your himbo is showing in a really inopportune time.
The crystal's curse.
Chloe, I was calling you. Didn't you hear me?
What?
Get up now. You've slept long enough. It's time to go home. Chloe? Why did you already turn into a rock? I only made you do a bit of magic. You knew you were my favourite. None of the other Chloes had pretty hair. It could be months before Dad gives me another one. I have to wait until they're too tired to work anymore.
Is that all she was to you? A plaything? Do you really not care that she's dead?
She's not dead. She's a rock.
That? The crystal's curse? That's just how she died. And now she's gone forever. Giving another bearer her name won't change that.
No, don't say that.
It's true. And without that brand, she would have been just another girl. Somebody's daughter. Just like you.
But Dad said bearers don't have parents.
They do. Parents that give them away. Families they'll never see again. But you became Chloe's family when you took her in. Remember that. And remember her.
I'm so sorry, Chloe.
Well, my work here is done.
Oh, at last, I finally made a little girl cry. My life is complete.
Torgal, put it on the achievement sheet.
Oof! Alright, so I kind of like that as a counterpoint to the other quest. Because...
Yeah, no, I thought you meant the other main quest.
Oh, yeah. No, like, because it's just like, why does that guy and his kid die, but this girl just get a talking to? Because the girl sees the point.
Yeah.
Like, Chloe is successfully humanized to that girl. And, you know, that might have been the moment she gets, you know, like, started on the path to her own political awakening. She could grow up to be like, wait, this is fucked.
And there's like enough difference in like the writing and acting that you can really clearly see like this girl just literally doesn't know any better,
and that kid is evil.
Yeah, like just a complete shit.
Yeah.
But yeah, that is a good quest. Although you know the twist is really rather obvious.
Yes, like the far like. Each line of dialogue makes it more obvious to you, like, oh.
Yeah, but there's really, you just, and as soon as Clive's not like, so, is this a dog or a cat or, you know, as soon as he does not ask that, you're like, okay.
It's a person, oh no. Look, there's the side quests in this game that, like, directly deal with, like, the system of the world are generally pretty good. Except for one, which we will get to way down the line where it feels like it's written by somebody else for an entirely different game.
Why, of course I am. I am the good lady's servant.
Rumor has it you were seen arguing with the soldiers
Man,
2 days ago.
this whole bearer system has to be really inconvenient for like the slave owners, because it's like, man, you can't even like send them to the grocery store without someone being like, "What? A branded? I'll report you!" And then you know, that's just a lot of like hassle to go through.
That sounds like slavery in general.
Yeah, but it's just like, you know, these people like own other people, and they're not even like making their own lives any easier with that. Apparently. Like, you'd think most people would just be like, oh, look, a branded. They're probably doing something for their owner, right?
Yeah, like, I can't believe I'm about to use this phrase. A smart owner might, like, just be like, hey, go to the grocery store for me, here's a card. You know, if anybody bothers you, just be like, yeah, here's the card. This is the guy I'm working for at the moment.
I'm just, like, noticing that, like, every single person Clive encounters is like, how dare you be here? And it's just like... Well, if he's a branded, he's probably like doing work. Like he's not doing anything that makes you think that he's doing something he shouldn't be, right?
Yeah. Oh. Mine. Sorry, boy.
And you know, maybe that's the point. Or it's like, yeah, these people are the shittiest.
Owning people makes you a bad person.
Yeah.
Hot take.
And also really stupid. You know, maybe that's the point. It's just a really funny pattern I've noticed here. Mostly because Clive can just give them shit and they can't do anything about it. But yay!
Oh, he does a little spin. That's nice. Anyways, look.
He's good at spinning.
Bodies. Yeah.
Well, the wolves have been busy. The blood is long dry.
Oh no.
So it is you, Tatienne.
If that's true, then the body next to hers will be Yannick's. The girl Yannick went off to sea every night. You said her name was Tatienne.
You. Did you follow me?
Now, why would I do that? Unless you think I'd have good reason to. But no. I was sent to find Yannick. By the looks of things, I have.
We both found who we were searching for.
Nah, he was a jealous sod. Couldn't stand the thought of his woman with someone else. Then one day he sees her with a new comb. Thinks she's got herself a new gallant. Tells the garrison he's going to find the man and kill him. We know it's all talk, but then he disappears off to Moor for some dealings and doesn't come back.
If you mean this comb, it was a gift from the dame.
If only Yannick had bothered to ask, eh? He might not be rotting on a hill.
I think he meant to ask her something else. He stole the old comb and bought her a new one in the hope they'd wed.
Wed? Where would they have gone? Certainly not back to Northreach with a dame waiting. And we all know what happens to deserters. Tell the dame I'm sorry for her loss. When the lads come to collect Yannick's body, I'll see that Tatienne is delivered to the Vale.
Is that wise?
Oh, there won't be any covering up this mess. The most we can hope for is that the dame doesn't hold it against us. Speaking of which, I saw her in Moor just now. Could you tell her what happened? Might sound better coming from you.
You know, it's not that we're all really desperate that, you know, we won't get any more pussy. It's just that we'll all get our dicks cut off.
It's in the contract.
It's happened before.
It's in the contracts. Mass castration.
We lost an entire, like...
platoon.
Yeah. Yeah, Torgal, you better change your fur because that was a shaggy dog story. I don't really... I don't like that woman died.
Yeah.
I think that was a little pointless.
Yeah.
Thank you, but you needn't have come all this way just to tell me.
Yeah, this is one of the pace breakers.
This game does tend to be a little weird with how it treats female characters sometimes, and at a certain point you start having a bit of a pattern there, and it's not my favorite thing in the world.
I see. My dear Tatienne.
I'm just not sure what this adds to the story doing that. It just feels kind of pointlessly cruel.
Yeah.
Especially a client that rarely do such tales have happy endings.
I found this with Tatienne. I believe it was yours.
Thank you for returning it. I shall see that it has a place on her pyre.
Like, I know Yoshi P had the staff watch, like, I think the first 3 seasons of Game of Thrones. It's kind of like, this is kind of the vibe we're going for. It feels like this little bit of main story was written by one of the people who did not fully grasp it.
I mean, this could be, you know, one of those things where it's like the pieces don't quite fit together because you have different people working on it.
Yeah.
Because, you know, maybe when, you know, some writer who writes side quests delivers this, and then no one really, like, sees those pieces all fit together from, like, A to B to C.
Yeah.
And realizes, like, oh, that doesn't really work, does it?
Yeah.
So I'm not gonna, like, crucify them over it. I just, you know... The result is that this makes me a little too uncomfortable.
Yeah. Like...
There's always this tendency now to, like, be like, oh, this person wrote this bad thing, so they're a bad person. And it's like, sometimes people just mess up.
Yeah.
And sometimes it's just your opinion, man. So you don't have to, like, judge someone's character because of something they write.
Mm-hmm. And, like, in this case, like, like, just the way this whole thing is, like, written, it feels way different from the rest of the main story stuff. It's like a side quest intruding on the A plot, but you have to do it somehow. With like how relentlessly like grim this game can get. I do kind of hope that, like, the next game is gonna go a little bit FF5-y in the sort of sense of just, like... So, 15 and 16 got kind of bleak. Why don't we lighten up just a little bit?
Yeah. I think that'd be nice.
Yeah. Especially, like, if it looks this beautiful. Oh my god.
Like, honestly, like, you know, after FF6 and 7, we got 8. 8's already, like, considerably lighter.
Yeah.
Any trouble on the way?
9, of course, is, like, way more of that, like, classic fantasy thing going on.
Yeah.
The capital's crawling with soldiers.
And here I am.
And yeah, there's still plenty of like dark stuff in them, but
yeah.
Which is why we'll be taking the back door.
So I think it wouldn't be too hard to do that.
Yeah. One thing I like as a little detail in this game is how you keep seeing them use crystals for things that are like, you know, just casually sort of done in other fantasy settings.
Mhm.
Like you see them using like magic to just create a spark. Whereas like in any other fantasy thing, it's no big deal for somebody to whip out some flint and be like, because it really hammers in how like this society is way too freaking like obsessed with the crystals to the detriment of the planet.
I love Jill just fidgeting around.
Yes.
Cheer up, you two. Can't think of a safer place in the Empire than a... brothel.
Really? Doesn't seem very private.
That's like the one time Jill gets sassy in this whole game. I'll give you this bag of gold to shut the fuck up while you're fucking.
So then, how do we proceed?
We'll be using the glass gate. Tonight, just after sunset.
Where the shards are loaded for transport.
It was a hefty bag of gold too, yeah.
But not the most, which is a start.
I mean, Sid is a man whore.
I know a shortcut straight to the heart.
A shortcut. And how exactly did you come to know about this fatal chink?
Like the colors of this place.
Yeah.
Let's just say I
What's
may
purple?
have attempted something similar before. And may have ended up running for dear life after being discovered by Bahamut.
I love Jill pacing in the background. Trying to be like, oh my god, get me out of here.
If the mother crystals truly are the cause of the blight.
If you wound me, Jill.
What I'm trying to say is, if the powers that be know all of this, why do they sit idle and allow it to continue?
In case you haven't noticed, the God-fearing people of this realm and their pious leaders care for but one thing, themselves. And they'll do whatever it takes to hold on to power. The rest of us are just a means to an end. The moment you raise your voice against them, you're decried as an outlaw, clapped in irons and slung in a cell to rot.
An outlaw.
Whoever controls the crystals controls the realm. But our kind can wield magic without them. To our rulers, we must seem the most convenient of tools. And the most dangerous.
But what
Can't
makes them
figure out what
think
this
they
game's
have the
about.
right to use us? To leave us to die when our bodies are spent.
Does a nobleman weep for a broken mug? A torn tunic?
I can't tell what the theme is.
Our fate means nothing to them. No, this isn't a battle you can win with words. Believe me.
Like, even Jill is having trouble, like, parsing this.
Yeah.
The world is simply not ready
To the point that she's, like, visibly really uncomfortable even looking at Sid.
decide our fates another way.
I feel like that says something.
Can't blame a man for wanting to bring an end to all this. Can you?
We're gonna have to talk about this scene in a minute.
But what of all the people you mean to rob of their comforts? Are you happy for them to call you outlaw?
Sid the Outlaw. Ah, that'll do me.
You might at least pretend to take this seriously.
Have a little faith, Jill. Even if you don't think much of my choice of digs. But will be remembered. I'll gladly play the role of villain.
Clive just had this look like he was like, I feel like that's an insult to my girlfriend somehow, but I haven't figured it out yet.
To crash. And once we're in, there'll be no turning back. So your best mate ready. The world won't save itself.
So, a big budget AAA video game just outright looks you in the eye and says, the rich and powerful will never change, so get out there and start fucking shit up.
And this isn't even the last time they'll say that.
No!
You'll do it again too, motherfucker!
They will. They'll keep saying it until you get the point. Like, God, like, even Jill, like, I love that she's uncomfortable processing the whole, like, oh my God. Like, that's it, isn't it?
And, like, Jill... Like, you'd think she would understand, she would have an easier time understanding that than any of them, but still.
Yeah.
Like, it just really shows how your, like, personal perspective can, like, color things in a weird way.
Mm-hmm. Because, like, I couldn't fucking believe it when we got that scene. With Sin just looking you in the eye and be like, revolution, do it, get out there. Like, oh, man. So it's like 4 o'clock.
Yeah, maybe we should pause here for this week.
I want to keep playing, but yeah.
This is a big part.
Yeah.
You can see it right there. It's a very big part.
Very
over
big.
there.
Yeah.
So that will be, well,
in fact,
you know.
Like, hang on.
Mm-hmm.
If you do this, like, this is absolutely a CBU3 game, because if you try and do this, you've reached a pivotal moment in the story. Like, this is like an FF14 where they're like, you're about to see a shitload of cutscenes. Clear your schedule.
Yeah. So we're not going to do that today.
Yes.
Next Sunday is Christmas Eve.
Oh, shit.
But,
Christmas, special long Christmas Eve.
Yeah, do people do stuff on Christmas Eve? Because my family always did, but it seems like it's not as much of a thing in America.
It used to be a thing. Like, my family used to have a big Christmas Eve party, but, like, you know, the person who hosted it, like, kind of retired from doing that. My family isn't, like, really doing a big thing as far as I know. We can ask them tonight. Our big Christmas Eve tradition was just, like, you know, we watched Do You Remember Love?
Yeah.
You want to do that again this year?
Sure.
Alright. I feel like we're okay as long as we do that on either Christmas Eve or Christmas Day, like, in that vicinity. Because I want to stream this.
But yeah, Alcazor is doing stuff on Christmas Eve. You know, the bigger element is like, you know, are you people going to be watching? Because we do this for you. That's the whole point of this.
Yes. I streamed this because I wanted to show it to people.
I said you people. That just sounds weird.
You viewers.
We do it for the Moronyakis. And, you know, without you, there's no point in it. So I guess we'll just kind of ask around, and if it seems like there wouldn't be much point in it, maybe we'll skip a week. But even though that's very annoying, but
God, I don't want to skip. Please don't make me skip. Skip's so
maybe
good.
we can do it on another day. I don't know.
I mean, I'm off starting Wednesday, so fuck, maybe we'll do it.
I mean,
like Friday
I still
or some
have
shit.
work, so
yeah.
But yeah, next week, I guess at some point, FF16, maybe, probably.
I'm always amused how, like, I've spent most of this game, like, you know, looking at this map and down here, and then it's not until, like, the end when it becomes relevant, I'm like, all right, there's this one all the fucking way over here.
And Saturday is going to be Shining Force 2, the Endurance finale stream, so be there for that.
You've got this, honey.
I'm going to need lots of snacks and fun things.
We have chips, we have pretzels, popcorn, got ice cream.
I think there's like 4 more fights or some shit like that.
Oh my god.
I'm not doing the bonus fight after the end of the game. I don't see much of a point in that, but yeah, we're just gonna power on through. I downgraded Windows on the laptop. I downgraded to Windows 10, which is a little less cursed. So we might not have to deal with as much cursed bullshit, haunted laptop nonsense as usual. And you know, I backed up everything multiple times, so I know that I didn't like lose my save all of a sudden. That would be very inconvenient. And other than that, I don't really know. I guess maybe I could squeeze in a Lemmings if I feel like it, but that's about it. And, you know, it is kind of worth looking at, like, just what we did in this year, because we started the year by coming on to Twitch, doing our Fire Emblem Engage thing, And there are quite a few games that got left unfinished, so, you know, if you want to see any of those come back, please do let us know, so we can make our plans for 2024, because we're just going to keep on rolling. There was, like, Shantae, what else? I just blanked. I know we didn't finish Shantae, though.
I do know a game we could play that's not one we need to finish.
No?
We can stream Link to the Past now.
Yeah, it is on the list.
We can stream A Link to the Past from an actual Super Nintendo.
Yep, we sure can.
And, like, there's only, like, 2-ish parts of that game where, like, not having the rewind feature will mildly annoy me, but, like, whatever.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, Shantae and the Pirate's Curse, Pokemon Red was not finished. I didn't even upload the last episode.
Yeah.
I might edit it or something, because, it didn't leave me in a great mood.
Yeah,
Unreal. Do we want to continue Unreal?
I think I want to give it at least another shot. I don't recall having a super great time streaming it, but that's also, I'm pretty sure we streamed it after I had worked. I already wasn't kind of feeling super great. And right out of the gate, they hit us with a fucking water level.
Yeah.
And then it's like, as I was playing it, I was recognizing, like, I think I would really be enjoying this if I was just going my own pace, not on stream, and I could just, like, play it.
Yeah. You're also having in the most uncomfortable position.
My
suggestion is, what if we take the TV that we are currently playing on,
yep,
take that off of there, and put your laptop and your mouse on that?
That maybe...
It's still not the best, but I feel like that's better than what you
maybe
had.
work in terms of, like, where my legs would go. I would have to just basically, like, fucking spread them to each side.
Your tallness is really annoying.
Oh my god, yes. It so much is. Because I'm not even, like, freakishly tall enough where I can tower over everybody. I'm just tall enough that fucking everything is awkward. 6'2" is a terrible height to be. Stop at 6 if you can.
But yeah, we all have a choice of that. But yeah, even like, did I mention Budokai 2?
No, you didn't.
Yeah, we never finished the Unlockamania, technically.
Because of the awful, awful story mode.
Yeah, it was pissing me off.
Yeah. Can we just skip to Budokai 3? Because that's
I guess
by
we
far
could.
the best one.
Yeah, put it on TV tropes as aborted arc, Budokai 2.
Fuck this game.
I don't hate it. It was just being annoying because we'd have to go back.
Part of the problem is, like, you know, when Budokai 2 comes out, it's just like, yeah! Budokai, more characters, it's flashier, it looks better, this is great! But now going back, we're like, Budokai 3 exists! What the fuck are you? You don't even have cooler!
I didn't play either of those when they were new, so I never had that experience.
God, Budokai 3, I think, was like one of the first games I remember, like, actively knowing was coming out and super looking forward to it.
Like, I loved Budokai 1 when it came out, and I wanted Budokai 2, obviously, because, like, hey, sequel to game I like. But my brother took the PS2 away to college, and I don't think Budokai 2 came out on the GameCube, at least not until, like, years later or something. So I had no way to play it, and then I heard, like, oh, they're not actually just continuing where they left off. They're doing this weird board game mode and all this, and then, you know, Budokai 3, everyone's like, oh, Budokai 3, and I'm like, yeah, I guess someday I might be able to play that.
Yeah? Have you, like, ever put much time into it, or...?
In Budokai 3?
Yeah.
Yeah, eventually
Okay,
I went in there, and I think I unlocked all the characters and stuff. I know I did all those stories.
I think to this day, I still have not unlocked Cell Jr. But who gives a shit? It's Cell Jr.
Fair enough. But yeah, I think that's cool.
I do have a question.
Yes?
Are you ever gonna do an Unlockamania for Budokai Tenkaichi 3?
Maybe. If people want that, I'll absolutely do it. And the whole point is, you know, fighting games are like a big, fun place to unlock stuff, because some fighting games just have a ton of unlocks, and they don't do it anymore.
Yeah, we gotta play
like,
more
heck,
Tekken.
I gotta do Soul Calibur 3. It'll take forever, but it'll be awesome.
We gotta play more like Tekken Tag Tournament now that we've got that.
Yeah.
Not for the stream, I mean just like we have that game. It's fun to play.
The other thing I have listed under my unfinished streams here is East, the Oath and Flagana, which is, I played a couple episodes of that ages ago, and then I got to this one boss that's just like the absolute fucking worst. So I still need to like go back and just like beat that boss off stream, record it, and then show it, and then just continue from there. That's definitely a thing I'm gonna do sooner rather than later on the Rosie McDamsel show. But yeah, as for like other games to play, we have plenty. We are not gonna run out anytime soon. Yeah, Link to the Past, definitely one we'll do next year. Kirby Superstar, Commander Keen, more Mega Man, more Castlevania. I'm still trying to figure out the Suikoden thing. Because, you know, they announced a remaster, and I thought, like, oh, that's gonna come out. Maybe I should just play that instead of doing the whole thing where I replay part of the PS1 version and then go to my old stream or something. But then they delayed it, because shock and awe, Konami decided something wasn't up to snuff, I guess. And now we don't know when that's coming out, and I don't really know what I'm doing. Like, maybe it won't be good anyway, because Konami. You know, I don't know what to do with that. We'll see. Because, like, I remember those streams being very fun because that game is so jank. But, you know, they were also earlier streams, and the streams themselves are jank, and, you know. I think that's everything we have for now, though, so,
yeah.
Let us know in the future YouTube comments what you think about that, what you think we should play. Thank you all very much for watching. I love you all. Don't forget to tell all your friends about Rosie, so that I don't keep freezing while I say this. Follow me on these things down here. Rosie rolling out!
Oh, this game's good.
Yeah?
Shit.
Final Fantasy, man!
Yeah.
Most of those are good.
Yeah, what do you think will be the next Final Fantasy we play on stream?
I'd like to go back to the beginning.
Oh yeah, we've been talking about that.
I gotta get out making those sprites.
Yeah. One day we're gonna have to do 7.
Yeah.
Oh, that'll be fun. 7's so good.
I'd like to just go in order from here on out.
7 and 5, I think.
Does that outro hurt your voice sometimes? No, it doesn't. It's actually a lot easier than most of the things I do with my voice. I mean, this is just what I sound like, so I can just do this! I've had vocal training, so, you know. I can project across a big room.
A big stream.
Yeah. I don't need a mic.